And good evening. Welcome to the Doom City of Granitegard here on the Guardtower Presents. This is our weekly fantasy action adventure roleplay that we do. And we air every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Twitch. And then we stream those episodes on Fridays to YouTube. And if you're looking to catch up on any episodes that we've done in the past, you can head over to our Linktree address and use that to pop over to take a look at multiple different ways that you're available on the internet. Our Linktree is linktr.ee/dcog. And you should see that there on the screen. But once again, if you're just listening, that is linktr.ee/dcog. You can find links to the Guardtower's Twitch and their YouTube channel. Links to our social media, the Instagrams, I think the kids are using, the X, the youths of our generation, yes. And of course, our Patreon and our Discord, as I had said before. Discord, you can speak to the cast and crew of the show. You can find out everything that's going on there, as well as there's a chance you can join us next season on stuff that we have coming up there. Head over to our announcements page on our Discord channel and check that out. We'd like to hear from you on that. And tonight, we have a map of sorts that we'll be taking a look at. I had some custom, yes, of sorts. Has quite a bit of custom work that's been done to it, I believe, by our friend Chris Wolfgang over at Glittering Cave. Did those?
He made a ton of accent pieces.
And how can we contact him with our complaints?
He exists in the ether.
Yes, sure you have to send it by store.
Yeah, can I open a ticket here? Yeah.
Magic Pigeon, I do believe, is the best way to reach that.
Oh, I've only got 3 ready.
We're utilizing Warlock tiles for our map build on that one tonight. And we have minis that are also featured by Chris Wolfgang on there as well. So that should be interesting. And then, of course, if you are into role-playing games such as we enjoy, there's the Guardtower that you can stop by any point in time. They have 2 locations, both their east and west stores. The east is located off of 270 in Main Street in Reynoldsburg. And the west location is going to be over here, I believe, sometime in February, which is right off of
early March, roughly.
Oh, you would certainly be a tad bit more in the know than I am, so I will lean on that right there.
For my birthday.
But yes,
Your birthday.
it's going to be located off Hilliard Rome Road off of Nike
Nothing was
Drive.
wrong again.
So you'll definitely want to take a peek at that. It's going to have an absolutely huge store location. It's going to have all kinds of games, cards, dice, you name it. It's all going to be there, and a massive gaming floor for you to play those games in a thriving community, which you can make new friends or see old ones. If you can't go there in person, you can always stop by theguardtower.com. Once again, that is theguardtower.com, and check out what they've got. We've got music by our friends over at Pocket Bard. And Pocket Bard is a simple to use app you can download on your phone. It has music that fades in and out of combat into your exploration, and also all kinds of sound effects. And I believe they're adding some more genre.
Massive updates coming up soon.
So yeah, definitely check that out today.
You're true.
And again, you can head over to the Google Play or the App Store to grab that. That is pretty much everything that I had on the menu today. Is there anything I've left off?
Clean.
No dessert?
Size. Well done.
Fantastic on that. Well, we're going to go ahead and roll our intro here, and then we'll hop in tonight and throw some dice. We'll see you here in a few.
Once the seat of economic and political power in the Northern Territories, the city of Granitegard fell in one catastrophic moment of terror and bloodshed. In the quiet hours of the night, the massive granite mesa that served as the city's namesake exploded violently, the debris reducing entire swaths of the city to ruin. Before the inhabitants could even comprehend what had happened, they were blindsided by an army of monstrosities surging from the sewers and into the city streets. The militia valiantly attempted to protect the fleeing citizens, but their efforts were futile against the overwhelming tide of bloodthirsty creatures. And in the midst of the chaos, the city gates slammed shut, turning Granitegard into a death trap for anyone that remained behind the high, fortified walls that had been meant to protect them. For over a decade, it has stood as silent as a tomb, and shrouded in a perpetual mist. No one has entered, and nothing human has ever come out. That is, until now. 12 years to the day since the fall of Granitegard, the Trader's Gate has opened. The news has spread like wildfire across the human crescent. And like a siren's call, fortune hunters from far and wide have been drawn by the possibility of untold riches lying just inside the city walls. Daring the foolish and the brave to risk it all at a chance of wealth beyond their wildest dreams. It has also stirred the interest of old rivals. With no one from the original bloodline to claim the mantle of leadership of Granitegard, plans are forming in the dark. Powerful forces seek to play their games of state, as the lives of everyone in the North hangs in the balance. And in the midst of this all, 6 strangers have been drawn to Granitegard by something other than riches or power. Their destiny is tied to the events surrounding the fall of the city. Each of them must confront the past in order to find a way forward. Each of them must search for answers in the doomed city of Granitegard.
Welcome back. So before we jump into tonight's adventure, we're going to take a little bit of a refresher and catch up on events. So our party has returned to Granitegard in hopes to find a lost family fortune from Anna's estate with childhood where she had grown up. But unfortunately, after finding said fortune, the house was destroyed as they made their escape from an ambush, only to proceed into the zoo where they met yet another terrible foe. And through the power of misery and despair, they were able to bring that foe to heel. And that brought them to a manor house within Granitegard where they were invited in for a friendly encounter.
It's all bad. It's all bad.
We can re-examine our decision making.
Never.
Probably never. That was where I was.
Yes.
After a tour of the home by the manor house's steward, Argyle Pennington, the party was brought before Sir Lord Regent Loaf Magistrate Lord III Esquire. Say that 3 times fast. I think I got that right. There's a lot of titles in there. Enjoying a fabulous dinner party, the party managed to somehow incite the Lord of the Manor, and ended up in a combat situation where they expunged Lord Loaf from his.
To be fair, he cheated first.
You did.
We responded accordingly.
So, after they had resolved the situation with Loaf, they had decided to move on to the library. At the library, they encountered a situation with a world tree, and Echo was most stunned to see one. When he knew that it was in existence at that time, was from his past. And as they have just brought this tree to heel is where we are picking up this evening. Again, you all are inside the library here. The ceiling has been brought down by the Reverend in his Gonagal form there. He's still quite apey, chest pounding, quite happy with what he has done. The water and ice is still coating the world tree. It's dripping and raining down to the bottom levels. The cold air is dropping almost like a weight down through that opening in here and just pushing all the air that was warm out. You can feel the temperatures beginning to drop. The tree itself is making all these strange popping sounds as it cools. The magma and fire that was raging within is now ebbing away, and silence now fills the interior.
Silence pierced by the roar of the Gonagal. And I am going to take one of the bookshelves, lift it up, and hurl it at the tree.
Just for curiosity's sake, I'm on one of those bookshelves.
I don't pick up the one that you are on because I still know that you're my
way
friend.
far away from where he was, because he and Damon were actually towards the other side.
I rolled a 21.
21. Well, the tree isn't going to dodge, so it has a relatively low AC at this point. So as you rip this bookshelf out of its foundation, the roots that were still clinging to it keep most of the books actually in place, and you sling the mass through the air, slam to the tree, basically breaking apart into shards of wood, and books go scattering everywhere. Some more branches are knocked down off of the tree, and you have made a considerable mess.
32 points of damage if anyone was counting. And so I go over and I'm like, I'm going over to grab another bookshelf.
I'm gonna get down.
No, stop.
I race over to the Reverend.
Stop.
Okay, so I recognize you as friends and I stop.
You did so good. So very good. But you can rest now, Reverend.
So the ape just kind of like puts his hands on his hips and kind of.
So big, so strong. Maybe if we give him a barrel, he can like roll down the stairs.
With a look of remembrance in my eyes as you say this. So then,
Reverend.
But books are not our enemy, Reverend.
That is subjective. Don't listen to him.
Some of us have troublesome relationships with books, but you don't. Remember who you are, Reverend.
Destroy.
As per the rules as written, I retain my personality, my alignment. So on hearing Vaughn say this and looking around, and there's no other enemies, and then I use it to return to my.
Kind of step out of it almost like shedding a skin at this point. A cocoon
That's gross.
falls apart behind you as you are now back to the Reverend Goodberry.
That was amazing. I felt so strong.
Were.
Anna, is that how you feel all the time?
I mean, yeah, basically.
But minus being purple.
But without the purple. And you're very tall. Like, I'm not that tall. We're so tall. And you can climb really well.
Yeah. Well, I do have one concern. I'm a little bit worried if I turn into something that's dumber than one of them apes that y'all might need to give me some direction.
I'll take care of it.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, at least you weren't as dumb as your last form.
It's true. I think you're talking about the rooster. I'm gonna
I know the rooster.
I'm gonna choose that interpretation.
At least you weren't trying to eat me this time.
Yeah,
I'm
again,
going to clarify.
I think the whole thing with the rooster was a problem with the spell. I think I got it under control now.
In pain.
Yeah,
Yes.
but I ain't gonna try to eat any of you going forward.
Damon, you and Sky are on the stairwell below, just hearing the conversation upstairs.
Can I go back upstairs just holding the hand out that has the book on it?
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
So Damon reemerges from down below.
We're going to toss the Vaughn.
Like as it's coming through the air, like eyes light up.
I thought you could use a hand.
If this was your attempt to be funny and starts to like go through the book, which doesn't have real words in it.
No, it doesn't have real words. And the whole thing, again, is made out of that plant material. And the hand is attached to it.
What is this? Where did you find this?
One of the librarians. Do you not see the hand attached to it?
Yeah, I see this. What happened? You just cut it off?
Yes.
How can you stand there and say that's so nonchalant?
I just cut off the hand. What do you want me? Oh my God, I cut off the hand. Well,
That was pretty good. That was
Thank
really good. That was really good.
Vaughn, you bore holes through people with magic. I think cutting off a hand is pretty.
And it's a librarian.
it's also a plant.
And for the record,
It's just a
Speech.
Tuesday.
do not go blasting holes through people while we're near books.
Yeah, I think that's your problem, though.
Oh, yes. I'm really sorry about the bookshelf a minute ago. I got carried away.
I did expect there to be more damage. No offense to us all, but we don't have the best track record of keeping places clean, safe, and healthy after we leave.
About
And I wasn't upset. And I'm
They're
not
gonna be
upset.
damage to the rest of them at this point.
Oh.
Gesturing at the blasted open skylight.
Snow is coming in through the skylight.
Yes.
He like contemplates how much time and effort it would take to move the entire first level of books to the second level of books.
Could
We'll
we
deal with that later.
could just try to find a way to cover up the books.
I mean, I could probably, if you give me enough time, patch this, but hey, we're kind of on a schedule.
I don't think this is our priority right now. We made a lot of noise. I feel like we should get what we came here for and move forward.
I feel like there's never a situation where we don't make a lot of noise.
That's kind of my thing.
Yeah.
Puts it on a bookshelf with a hand. Yeah.
Now, do any of these, I mean, it probably would be, I'm not saying this just to be nice to you, but I think it may be worth spending at least a few minutes to see if any of these books are of value, like we talked about before, anything that could prove your parentage or Anna perhaps help you with your situation. There might be some useful information in here.
maybe we do that after we find what we came here for.
Agreed.
A quick glance as we move through the bookshelves. On the way out, we spend a little bit more time. Sound fair?
Yeah, I'm sure we won't be fleeing for our lives. I think this is a really good plan. Yeah.
And we do have some more we need to check back in with. On the way back.
True.
We left some friends back there.
Oh.
The
Right.
goblins, right?
Right, and you got the butler guy.
Mhm.
Argyle?
Right,
Huh?
yeah, whatever his name was.
How's Steve? Where is he?
Oh,
Missing her.
You all turn to attention to Steve. Steve's laying on the
yeah.
floor.
I know what I. Sorry.
Making these soft little gurgle noises. If you look at the right side of Steve's body, the right arm is mostly bone. It's been mostly melted away.
Steve.
As the good chunk of the flesh and the leg and the hips.
I run over to Steve and I immediately cast healing word. Steve.
Steve's eyes are rolling around her head, and she's like, "Oh!"
We'll do healing word at the upcast, the second level. So 11.
11 points of damage. Well, Steve is feeling better, but unfortunately, the
I heard that.
damage that it's done. Yeah, definitely not going to be using that right arm, and more than likely, we'll have a lot of trouble moving with that left leg. Currently, it is severe.
Let's just put her out of her misery.
What is wrong with you?
Walk.
Lesser restoration? What that
I don't think that's gonna give her another arm.
that's terrible.
I do I removed my jerkin.
The what?
You heard me. Echo approaches Steve. Steve, I kind of slap her in the face a few times. Steve, I need you to return this to me. This is very important to me. If you die with this, I'll be very sad. And I give her the jerkin of handiness.
Can I help Steve put the jerkin on?
Yep, so that she may regrow the arm she currently cannot use.
All right, you help Steve
What
into the
about
jerkin.
leg? This doesn't solve her walk.
One step at a time. Oh. One step.
You know, you guys are
This is the type of humor it takes to get you out of your shell, Dane.
honestly.
It's quite funny. Anyway,
Yvonne pulls out his book and makes a mental note. Or she could have the legs. It technically could be any appendage.
Well, she still technically has a leg. There's just a lot of muscular damage. See some bone, things along those lines.
You'll figure it out.
Okay, so I want to, Mary, can I talk with you for a minute? I don't know if I want to know the answer to this, but I need you to help me figure out if Steve is going to make it.
Tell me.
You would probably want to do a medicine check on that.
I'd roll that.
Can I help?
You help? Okay.
Do you not have medicine?
Pokes at it.
13. I just rolled really poorly. 13.
Let's go ahead and take care of that real quick. And so the two of you are there, Reverend's poking on the bone, letting you know that that's definitely a bone. So, you know, helping out. He's helping.
Steve,
I'm standing back, I have my dagger ready, just waiting.
Steve, it's gonna be all right.
Due to the
Trying to get the handbook off the shelf.
alien nature of Steve's anatomy, it's not something you would normally learn. You're assuming that Steve will definitely live, but given the damage that Steve has currently sustained, it will most likely impair Steve for the rest of her life. I mean, unless something else can be done.
Steve will live, but I think that they're likely permanently damaged and disabled.
I feel like her kind don't do a good job of taking care of their own when they have an injury. Considering we saw them eating each other.
Yeah.
I'd say most of you are flooded by memories of your encounters with the Urgan.
Maybe Skitch could fashion like crutches.
Just trying to fish the book with the hand on it off the shelf.
I take it off that shelf and put it on a higher one.
Do some healing on
I
him.
guess nobody wants
Whatever you think is best. I feel like I feel some responsibility. I got Steve into this, Bess.
The healing word that the Reverend has cast on her has closed up the wounds. They're no longer bleeding or anything along those lines. But again, there's even if you look to top Steve off to max hit points, there still will be the damage done to the limbs. That's a different type of healing that needs to be done at that point. But again, she can walk. It just will be at a reduced speed. And Echo has given her a hand. So there's that.
We at least gotta get her back out of the city. She'll never make it in here.
If we can at least get her back to the rest of the goblins, I mean, she'd at least be amongst the allies.
Left Steve back at the house.
the same problem that I told the rest of the denizens of that place. They're going to run out of food eventually.
Yeah.
But hopefully by then we'd be able to go and get them and take them back to the tower.
I mean, are we going to continue pushing on through here?
Well, I was thinking we would do the library and then head back to the tower and bring my siblings. Would that, depending on what we find here, of course, but maybe we could stop back at the house and bring everyone with us to the tower at that point.
But that really depends on what you want to do, Echo.
Well, I think what I've learned is we need to focus on the living before we focus on anyone else. They still have a shot at a life. Let's give it to them.
I would like to insight Echo.
Mm.
Insight Echo too.
Who am I?
Do I mean that?
That was deep.
Obviously.
So
on the count of three.
Mm-hmm. What stat am I using?
Insight.
Whatever. If you're
you can persuade, you can intimidate, you can deceive. You can put on an act.
Sounds good.
Roll for self-deception.
1, 2, 3 total.
16. Wow.
3.
16.
3. You're bad. That's how you feel.
No, Echo seems like he's saying it out loud for the first time, but he believes it, what he's saying. He's like he's convincing himself.
I believe whatever you tell me.
Maybe Sky could carry her.
Steve?
That's a good point.
I mean, unless one of us wants to carry her. I know me and Skeeter can't. That might be a place we could leave him comfortably while we take care of business and then come back.
I think what I should have done first was, I don't know exactly what intelligence Steve has. I've been trying to figure that out, but I should ask her what she wants. So I look at Steve and I kind of,
I cast tongues on you.
oh, okay, thank you.
The rest of you hear an exchange that sounds a lot like a lot of burbles and gurgles and things along those lines. Between the two of you, Steve does. She said, "I don't want to leave you." She's like, "I promise to serve you."
You just see me like, and then like tear is going down my cheek.
Please don't eat me. I know I look weak now.
Steve, we don't eat our sick and injured. We help them. That's what we do. Humans and other humanoids, we ain't perfect, but we take care of them.
It's like a little bit of an inkling, but that she's picking up on that. Like you can see, like the gears are turning in there, like past information as far as interacting with you. Well, almost like, well, this has been a bit different than the environment she's grown up in. Like, oh, so she reaches out and like grabs your hand, is holding on to it. Squish.
Rev, can you ask if she can, how good she is at like mounted combat if she rides Sky for at least the time being?
She looks and she's like, well, yeah, maybe maybe if you tied me to it.
Would Sky be okay with kind of lashing her down this guy's back?
I'll ask. Or I guess just I can kind of feel what she feels.
Sky is looking at you like, well, it is part of the pack.
It's part of the pack.
All right, well,
Aw.
if y'all don't mind, we'll take a few minutes and try to get Steve as comfortable as possible.
Skeech, could you help me with this?
I do have an idea.
Oh.
But we might need to go to the chair room to find the right size.
Oh.
That is back at the.
I just mean for the way back.
Okay. Yes, that's a good.
That might be more comfortable for sure. I got rope.
Are you thinking like a sled for the way back?
Oh, I was thinking more. We put that chair on Sky's back.
I like the sled idea. It's no anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a
Sled would be
quick
good.
transportation.
Sled we struck.
It's a good idea.
You're right.
But maybe for now, just riding Sky like a horse. With
So I try to help. Could I have someone give me a hand? I'm
I'll help.
not very strong.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to all of the shattered bookshelf, and I'm gonna piece by what I can to kind of make a platform to like hold Steve in there. You know,
All part of my plan.
yeah.
I
like
assume
the
you want me to do an
chocolate.
athletics check to help.
I'm not going to make you guys roll on that. I'm assuming with the party members and such, you can all put this together from here to there, except Damon, who's observing. And Yip Yip was probably cheering you guys along, like,
Hey, Yip Yip could help. She's made stuff a lot before.
okay.
We went with the kobolds.
Yeah. Could I have Yip Yip be close to me and like hold things there? Like, no, the light. Hold the lights to me.
Well, hopefully you have a good experience with that, with the helping dad out fixing things. So, all right.
Dancing lights.
So basically, the easiest thing at this particular point in time is you kind of drape Steve over Sky's back and just kind of lash Steve kind of in a laying down position. It's easier for Steve to just kind of hang on at that point that way,
I want
rather than
to
sitting upright where Steve will most likely hit her head on
use
things.
some of the planks to brace Steve's injured limbs to kind of just protect them from like rubbing at Sky's fur as she moves.
Excellent. So I'm assuming that with the braces and things like that, she'll be relatively comfortable as much as you can make her at this point. Stabilized, I guess, is the best way to describe that. So you feel satisfied with your work?
Thank you all for your help.
Of course.
Just line up with some spider silk.
Steve pats you on the head there. Splurch, splurch, splurch.
I mean, let's keep going.
Agreed.
So you all are heading down the stairwells.
Thank you.
You can see that to either side of the library, they alternate back and forth as you head down from the ground floor where you are. You go down 4 different levels to reach the base. You're at the level where they would store the history books and such. And through each level that you all progress and head down, you can see where the roots of this tree have spread out just as they had on that top floor into the shelves and such. Yes, the tree is very cool to the touch. At this point, it's not reacting. It, again, appears to be no longer alive, given what you had done to it in the top section here. And at this point, you're at the base level. What are you doing?
You said that we've made it to the area where the historical texts are. Just in
As you-
case, are there any historical records or anything else that would assist us in confirming our lineages?
As you are looking about down here, the library itself on this floor is about 60 feet by 60 feet in a square. Center of this particular level is the base where the tree comes out. So I would say the center 20-foot grid is consumed by the tree itself. So there's nothing that actually connects there. There's a walkway with a railing around that. That's where most of those roots are coming out and have stretched across the floor. You have the ceiling to floor bookshelves here. Again, they're about that 10-foot height that we had talked about on the first floor. As you begin combing through the books, you're going to try to pull one off, take a look at that.
If we see anything that looks appropriate, that would help our situation. Yes.
You're not
Granitegard Volume 1.
seeing any labels on the books.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
They just appear to be unlabeled books, untitled books. There are a bunch of scrolls that are wrapped up as well.
Gildan's Guide to
So
Book Writing.
I think that aligning with the plan that we've already had is maybe taking off a few of them almost at random as we're moving forward to wherever it is we need to be going, but not spending a ton of time.
are you looking at the books or are you just taking them, just sticking them in the bag of holding?
Oh, no, looking at
Okay.
them, certainly.
As you pull the book off the shelf, the roots kind of snap and break as you do so, and you kind of pull almost like a webbing, the way they find roots are meshed on, and you open it up and there are no words in the book.
Absorbed everything, it seems.
Oh.
This is unfortunate.
I mean, you can have an extra journal if you need one now, I guess.
There's a way to somehow.
Yeah, there is something like the wisdom of a tree in its old age is found in the rings in the bark. Maybe, I mean, we're dealing with a magic tree. Maybe there's something in there.
Yeah. With that in mind, I want to walk around the base of the tree and see if there's any like crystals that were imported or anything like that, anything fishy, anything that like my father had mentioned in his notes that they had found in when the smuggling was happening.
Oh, that is, since you're comparing it to what you had seen back at the house there, again, this tree seems to have incorporated those shards of crystal into the wood itself, into the grain of the wood. As you could peel back some of the bark and take a look, very much enmeshed into it. There's really no way to separate any crystal. And they're not really true crystals. It is almost as if like there's just this section that has some of the crystalline in it. There are also those cracks and crevices where the magma or fire would have been that has solidified at that point into a rock. But no real crystal that you can snap and grab off and like, examine, that sort of thing. They are small. Maybe the largest one is about that big. And again, it is actually meshed into the tree itself.
Was your tree like this? I say as I'm peeling the bark back.
I don't think we carved into it very often, to be honest.
Oh, probably good for the health of the tree, honestly. Yeah.
But I mean, we had shelves and shelves of books too. That's where I pretty much learned everything I know about the world, other than from Algar. But I don't remember seeing any crystals or anything of that nature at all.
So odd.
It really seemed just like a grand, majestic, regular tree. It's more of a vibe thing.
So we think that, but you think that this is world tree, like the one that you saw before?
It absolutely is. I just think it's been corrupted.
Well, it seems like this
You said it grew in a volcano.
city corrupts everything.
I think it's been there much longer than I have. So grew, it was already there.
Did it also have magma in it?
No. I believe yeah, I don't think so.
You said that, I'm sorry if this is too much, but it's a fire. That's why you left.
Man-made fire. Haven't figured out from where or from whom, but wasn't the volcano.
Do you remember seeing the tree?
Believe it was burning. Left.
Mm-hmm.
I would have stayed to take care of it otherwise.
Right.
Skeech, are you alluding to the fact that maybe it's not the same tree, but that they're somehow connected?
I don't know anything about trees. That's your specialty here. But if this tree could have this fire inside of it and be okay, it's possible that if you haven't been back to see it, maybe the tree that you're used to is gone.
Honestly, with the loss that I faced, the tree was kind of at the bottom of my priorities. So it's entirely possible. You could be right. I don't know when we're taking a jaunt to.
Oh, I mean, like after we all save the world.
That's
Right.
6.
Something on the checklist.
I'll move it up.
Absolutely. That's an interesting theory. I never thought of it that way.
if it was like this, but you said bigger, I think I'd like to see it.
I'd like to bring you.
As we see what it is that this tree has actually done, like holds up the empty book, I can't help but think to myself that if I were planning an invasion, if I attempted to come and undermine an entire society, I would want to know as much as possible about the denizens thereof.
Hmm.
This is a brilliant, brilliant plant, quite literally, to have gathered and collected every bit of knowledge about our history and our society. So my question is, where do we think it was being fed to? And then where?
Well, hold on.
Melisindus? She.
You know, if she's as old as we all know that to be true, she wouldn't need it. She'd know.
Worried about whatever secrets were hidden in the restricted section down below where we're attempting to get. If they were attempting to hide something here in the renovation, maybe it's not the evil that we anticipated. Maybe it was a bastion that they were attempting to hide, something important, something powerful. The tree would have known about it, and so would all of the legions that we've been dealing with.
These things we've been encountering there's been a lot of focus on evolution, development, creating, growing, mutating. I think it makes perfect sense that if they're growing some kind of monster, that they'd want to catch it up to speed instantly rather than spending.
Something smart.
Yeah.
We also,
Something that knows everything that we know.
we also know that they were imprisoned. There could be gaps in the knowledge they had.
And weren't they were trying to do something, right? With the Keystone and the soul magic, and what a great way to farm out your research to a tree.
Can I ask for Anna, Mary? I need your assistance for a moment. And I'll just ask you to stay close to him. And I want to take the empty book and I want to have it open in one hand. And I want to go and touch the tree and see if there's any way to sense whatever content knowledge is in there and see if it can be channeled back into the books.
All right, what are you utilizing to do that?
Arcana, hopefully.
Okay. You spend some time working on that. I'm not going to make you roll for it because unfortunately it is unsuccessful.
Okay.
You do not figure out a way to try to pull the knowledge back out of the tree. The book remains empty. But I will, if you want to drop an Arcana roll, there might be something that you can learn from the experience then.
22.
22. There's really nothing in that you have learned from up this point that really seems to identify with what has happened here. The only thing you could think of is that, again, this tree was obviously infused by something else. Maybe that was what was making it hunger for the knowledge. I mean, based off of what Echo knows about a world tree, this is a very alien behavior to it. It seems to point towards that corruption factor once again. As to what it was that has corrupted it, that's neither here nor there that you can figure out at this moment in time.
For a minute of meditative silence and take his hand away. And you too, I appreciate it. Just in case. Whatever was stolen from the books, it's not here. It's been lost. Whatever corruption has taken holds, I didn't sense it.
Are all of the books empty?
You begin looking through other books. Anything that is touched by the roots that actually has that webbing on it, where the root has kind of covered the book, it's been drained. There's nothing that you're finding. Text after text, it has pulled the information out of.
It has to be accessible some way, or else what would be the point
Was
creating it?
Well, it's not accessible for us.
I able to get the
Exactly.
handbook back off the shelf?
Yeah, that's Vaughn. He was moving it up.
Well,
I did. I took it back down. Gave it to you.
I'm gonna open it up again.
Can you make sense of it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Making a little bit more sense than I think you overlooked. This isn't empty.
I ask you to show it to everyone else. Does anyone else understand what this means?
Do I
It
speak
makes sense to me.
It isn't empty.
Yeah.
They look to be facsimiles of words, almost like there's like words that would be written on a page, but they're not actual letters.
So like lorem ipsum.
Just yeah. I mean,
It's all gobbledygook to me. But,
You're right. I wrote it off. I thought it was just scribblings that they'd created from their own
Like
pain.
cast any sort of like detect, well, not detect magic, like roll any arcana or something to try to figure it out.
sure, you can try Arcana on that.
it's definitely some sort of piece to this puzzle. Damon found it. We shouldn't just
Yeah,
Put
we
it
should
back in
take
the
it
shelf.
with us.
Could I see that for a second?
here.
I'll wait for Yip Yip to do her thing first.
I mean, I hate,
There
I
goes-
hate to say this, but plants sometimes, need nutrients to grow, and it's not like they store those for later. Could it have just been hungry?
And this is what it yearned for?
Yeah.
21.
21. Something that Anna had said there when you do your Arcana check. Something about plants not necessarily storing or with food, but you immediately begin to think about plants mimicking other things. How sometimes flowers will look like insects, or they will produce a smell, that sort of thing. This could very much be a plant mimicking the world around it. Obviously, those creatures that spilled out the librarians weren't real humans.
Very annihilation.
Then I hand the book over to Echo.
Echo is going to try something. He's going to take out the keystone and use the light on the letters and just kind of shine it over a few of
There's a
First
fifth
hand.
facet that is now lit on the keystone as you pulled it out and looked at it.
according to Yip Yip's research. Which one is it?
It's the one for Therium. It's iron, which is also represents like wisdom and knowledge and stuff.
That certainly checks out with this fiery magma tree sucking.
Are we
Folks.
about halfway filled up the keystone? It's 12 sides and we've got 5? Is that right? Is that right?
Are we at 5 or are we
You're at 5.
5 out of You're right.
The 12. Yeah.
and I think we know some of whom are going to be filling the rest, but we're further along than we thought.
Yes.
It's true. I feel like some are filling up the keystone that I wouldn't have expected. So
I wasn't expecting love to fill it.
Yeah.
Same.
Big surprise. I really feel like.
Yeah.
I mean,
Good thing you
don't
decided to
really
wrestle
think-
us.
Yeah, I think so. I think that it was cathartic. It helped us on our journey. Yeah.
It seems to be whatever's holding Bastion in the city. I mean, hello, big dumb idiot, but he was still here.
Mm.
The tree only got bigger by the sounds of the story. I don't know if you guys noticed, but nothing else really is in here.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and I'm just gonna glance over to Yip Yip.
anything that's kind of carved out a place for itself.
Oh.
Oh
No.
no.
Mm.
Do you really think that's the case, Skeech?
Look, I'm not the one who looked into it. This is Yip Yip's.
all the important places in the city, then that would be like
Vaughn tries to get away from Yip Yip's perspective. Their matriarch.
I don't think I'm following.
It's a whole
So
lot.
somebody explain this in
yeah.
regular people terms.
I definitely know what you're talking about, but could you explain for those of us that don't?
I'm so sure. Right?
Yes, that is me. I'm the one who doesn't. Please.
That's the forefront.
I don't know. Like, I'm not able to do the kind of research that you are. You haven't been wrong so far, but it just seems like a pattern. And
What's the pattern? Do you mind if I look at it again?
Yeah.
Which are the sides that are lit up right now?
You would have so hold on here. You would have the diamond. You would have the iron,
Mhm.
the ice, And then look at my list here. I apologize. So,
Diamond, iron, ice.
yes,
We have fire and magma.
you have the nature,
Mm.
and then you have the tempest.
Oh, what's wrong?
It's
Nature.
element related.
And Skeech, what is this pattern you think you're?
The spirits the dragons held.
Like I'm saying, anything that's strong enough to carve out its own space in the city seems to be lighting up that.
Or below the city.
Is it just within the walls?
I don't know.
Okay, I haven't held the keystone myself. Are the symbols already there and then they just light up, or do we not even know what the symbols are until it's lit?
The symbols themselves on there are very, very, very faint.
Mm.
And then once they light up, then they're very visible at that point in time. And they continue to glow.
Maybe we could figure out what's going to light up if we know what the symbols are, and maybe that can help us figure out what we're looking for.
I mean, I tried to connect them to all the different types of dragons and stuff. I mean, it could be wrong and all. I was staying up late for it, but here's that map.
Well, the dragons are gone now, right?
Well, I mean, yeah.
No, hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
The dragons are gone now. And they operated outside of. I'm sorry, but your faith. And maybe that's what's happening here. Whatever's left of them is finding somewhere else to be.
I agree.
Just like Versagallis brought us together, maybe Melisandus was bringing other things.
Oh.
Because the whole point of this keystone is this is what is stopping Melisandus from escaping. This is what unlocks her prison, right?
The question we need to be asking then is, yes, it's a keystone. Are we sealing something or are we unlocking something?
Either way, I don't know if we have a choice.
No.
What do the symbols that are left look like?
Can we at least match one of them to Versagallis?
As you look down there, there's one for gold, amethyst. You have ice or water, you're not quite sure. There's fire and magma, stone earth, one that keeps continually shifting.
Shifting.
The symbol doesn't stay exactly the same. As you look at it in blink, a moment later, there's a slight change to it. And another blink, there's another slight change. There's one for shadow and one for...
We know anyone who ain't what they appear to be?
Don't think so.
Maybe the one who is making all of the crazy amalgams, the putting creatures together and creating new creatures.
Oh, sorry, I was being facetious. I'm talking about Versagallis.
Well,
He is never what he appears to be.
actually, Versagallis would probably most likely be connected to the amethyst because that relates to luck and fortune.
Interesting.
You would know more than me.
I
Being
believe
that's your daddy.
most dragons, correct me if I'm wrong, travel in some kind of
Don't say that.
disguise, correct? None just kind of walk around in their dragon
I
form.
mean, I've only ever met Persigalis. I haven't met any other dragons. I don't think there's really any
Correct
other.
me if I'm wrong, but did not Versagallis say that they were the last, if not one of the last of their kin? And this is the spiritual essence that we're collecting
Mm-hmm.
as we feel the keystone. Their fallen brethren.
Right.
But this may be a long shot, and I feel like we're all just guessing here, but Mary, you said something that I had not considered a moment ago. You said that you hadn't even held the keystone yet. Who here has held the keystone?
I
I'm-
try not to hold fragile or expensive things usually.
I just feel as though, again, thank you for the gift.
Mhm.
I feel like we've been uncovering secrets and we've gotten past the keeping secrets from each other, but I'm afraid there are secrets we don't even know that we're keeping. I'm curious. Maybe we should all take a turn holding the keystone. focusing our thoughts, seeing if there's anything connecting us to it that we aren't aware of ourselves.
Mm.
I think it's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Bad plan. I think we all have different perspectives too and ways of thinking. Maybe examining it, we can come up with ideas that somebody else didn't.
I think I love this plan. I'm wondering though if perhaps in the middle of a hostel library is the best time. Not that I have anything against libraries in particular, but just maybe this isn't. Maybe we should do this when we can focus on it.
And she says, just looking around, just making sure that that we're not.
I think it's a valid point, and when it's your turn to hold it, we could put it on like a table,
I would really.
and you can touch it.
It's like just because imagine like we've made it all this way, we're almost halfway there, and then
Yeah.
just like the house. Yeah. So that would just be a shame, you know.
We got you a new.
We did get a new one. It's great. It comes with servants that are alive. Yeah. I mean, mostly. Oh, I'm so sorry. Just
Maybe we'll talk about that later.
good.
Now, we're here in the library, but we haven't found the hidden section yet.
Yes.
Now, I know what Vaughn, you in particular, are very sad about all the books. They ain't got no letters on them anymore. I'm sad about this as well.
Killing the librarians not slake your bloodlust for.
I
But
did not touch a single librarian.
No.
I
You want
respect.
Hold up the hand.
I think it's important to have hope. Maybe some of them books down in the secret section still have their words in them.
That would be a good place. Do you know where that area is?
Oh, it was off limits, so not exactly, but I feel like if we put our heads together, we can probably find how to get down there.
I can make a way down if you.
I've never even been in a library before.
Maybe let's not jump to explosives.
I imagine finding secret rooms is not
I have
similar
a pick.
from finding traps.
Oh,
Do you think this is something you can do?
I could try.
The best thing we got. Be more than happy to help you.
What are you doing? Same
All right.
here.
Looking for the secret room.
All right. Who's going to make the roll? If you're getting assistance, it would be
I'll
with
help.
advantage.
We're to your house. I'm gonna start ripping
What's
books
the
off shelves.
what convenient to roll? What?
I would say you would use your perception to try to locate that. Or you can assist somebody and let them roll.
What was us? What's your perception?
It's not good, boss.
Me is mine. So let's just go for it.
I can help.
YOLO.
16.
16.
Respectable.
All right.
It was a 3 at first.
Probably a good thing you did with that.
What
So,
makes
as you're looking around, Damon, you don't really find anything. And then as you sit back and look in frustration that you know there's something here, it's almost embarrassing for you as your friends are watching until you see an outline that should not be in one of the bricks. And you walk over just next to one of the shelves. As you press on it, nothing happens. But when you slide the brick just a little bit, there's a shift and a pop, and the wall swings open.
Nice.
Maybe the secret room's past
16 was the number to hit. You nailed it right on the head.
You.
That's the dust that comes out right with the. Oh, so
I'm not answering my question.
smiling at you? You just everything you try seems to go so well.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're living a charmed life, Damon.
Rep. No. Bad.
What?
Nothing.
No, go ahead. Repeat that. Go ahead. I'm interested.
I wasn't talking about.
Stairs, everybody.
We're going nowhere near stairs with you.
And I'm going to just grandiose gesture
I know,
at the stairs.
you're not familiar with these
The
things called
secret-
jokes, Damon,
In front.
but I was trying to make one at
Oh,
what Skeet said.
Jokes. Your jokes aren't just, they're not funny.
Well, that's a matter of taste. What I'm trying to imply here is that we've all experienced some misfortune, you perhaps chief among us, and yet I suppose it'd make me feel better
Secret meeting.
if I would see you feel something.
We're just going to walk through.
happened.
You have to walk through the throng of us all.
Yeah, we just
Make a tunnel.
I'm like in the middle.
As he's walking away, like, you can't hide from your feelings, Damon.
We should sneak feelings potion at some point in time.
Well, don't you worry about that, man.
me.
For now.
So, as the tension that you can cut with a knife kind of dissipates a tad bit as Damon walks by, Revan's going to sit in the back like, for now. As stepping into the chamber that's beyond, there appear to be several tables that are laid out. There are all kinds of sets of inks and pens that are laying there. There are magnifying glasses and such that look to be on arms, maybe a copying room. Here, the setup seems to be some way that you would copy the transcripts from one into another volume set, that sort of thing. You can look and see that there are books in here that have not been touched on the tables. It looks like somebody was in the middle of working when things stopped. A long, long time ago. But there are books here that have that still have information on them. They are relatively mundane. There's a scientific journal in here. There is a book on the history of winemaking in Granitegard. There is a book that is all about the care and maintenance of various oxen and cattle here in the area. Seasonal information, that sort of thing being transcribed currently.
You remembering what happened in the dusty old beef jerky man's lair? I'm not going to touch any of these books.
It's just round.
They do not appear to be as sensitive as those here.
Can I pick up you said there was a scientific journal?
There is one that is about the I think it was the weather. I said scientific.
You just said scientific journal.
Scientific. Sorry, it's about weather patterns and that sort of thing in the area.
Can I pick that one up?
Absolutely.
Looking through it.
The book is written in Northern. There's not a whole lot of difference in the script. It just takes a little bit of time from here to there. The language is where the biggest issues come in as far as speaking goes. So after a bit of time spending that, I think you, or do you also read more than? I can't remember. Oh, you read both. Okay, never mind. So you don't waste any time getting from here to there on the translation on that. It is actually quite interesting. As you're flipping through there, the weather patterns seem to go back at least 150 years. And while Granitegard has its seasonal changes and stuff, there's no mention of being constantly covered in this cloud bank and things like that on there. There's all kinds of talk about, the warm cycles rolling through, the weather patterns changing, there was snow and such that's happened, but nothing that keeps this continual grip over the city in perpetual gloom.
Find anything?
I think so. It's just about the weather.
What sort of books belong in a restricted area? Because these don't seem restricted area worthy to me.
I guess there's different interpretations of restricted areas. If this is where they were doing work with their copying, it was maybe just off limits to the public, a staff employee zone area. There could be more below.
There are several tables here where there are the pens and such. It looks like there were setups, but there's nothing on those tables. The air in here is also surprisingly warm, although you are down low. As far as the temperature from where you were before when the door opened up and now you're stepping in here, it is several degrees warmer.
I don't want to put on my paranoia hat, but these seemingly mundane books could potentially be holding some kind of code or secret in them that only the person who would know the key could figure out.
I'm trying to hide something really well. Maybe there's something past this, too.
Yeah.
Oh, a secret area.
Reverend,
I mean,
didn't you say something about the monocle being able to show you the key, show you the path?
Oh, that's right. Well, I don't know what that means, but now's as good a time as any to find out. I spent last night kind of trying to get the hang of it a little bit. So, let's give it a try. So I pull it.
You hold out the keystone.
I pull it out of the. out of my pocket with the little chain that it's attached to, and I put the monocle into my right eye. I feel like I look very distinguished. I also feel like maybe this is why all rich folk look indignant all the time, because they gotta hold this thing in their eye.
Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, great.
What?
Good thing I'm so wise.
Hey, I'm right next to you though, so +5.
Love it. It's 21.
21. Again, you keep it together as the thing that sits over Vaughn's shoulder focuses on you.
What do you see? Would you please stop doing that when you look at me?
Sorry. It's just I'm struck by your kingliness.
Just focus here. My eyes are here, Reverend.
Anyway,
You can see it just kind of tightens its grip over on your shoulders there. Ooh.
and I kind of look away and I start looking around the room and I'm just kind of scanning. I saw how Damon found like a special brick to activate the door to this chamber, and I'm just kind of like scanning the walls for maybe something like that.
Stands out absolutely immediately next to the door at the far side of this room. There is a symbol etched into the wall next to that. Actually, etching is not the correct word. As you walk over and look at it with your regular eye versus your monocle eye, there's nothing on the wall when you're looking at it regularly, almost like a type of invisible ink of some nature.
Hey, y'all, do me a favor. And I point like right to it. Right there. Does anyone see anything?
Do we see anything?
None of you see anything.
I'm gonna put the goggles down.
Is it a wall? Is that the answer?
It was a trick question.
Well,
Just a riddle? Is it like
Bricks.
yes.
fair enough. Well, so that means no. Sorry, I'm like in your space because I have no depth perception when I close one eye.
Damon, hold up the books for the Reverend.
Like get my eyes examined. Do I see anything in the books?
The book that from the one-handed book, I guess that's what we'll call it from this book, the handbook. I don't know.
The handbook.
The handbook.
Yeah.
As you glance at it, the monocle, no.
Okay.
It's starting to kind of desiccate at this point
Okay.
as well.
What about the weather? The regular weather. Yeah.
Holding up the weather book.
Oh, the weather
The
book.
weather.
Oh, sorry, not the handbook. All right, the weather book. Oh, Ski Chest the handbook. I was confused on that.
Page at a time.
The handbook is starting to desiccate, but no, the weather book. There doesn't appear to be anything on the weather book itself.
And I pick up the one about the cows.
As you go through with them one by one, there does not appear to be anything on any of these books.
Like as Echo's holding the keystone, is there anything?
But there's something on the wall.
Yes.
Press it.
Go touch the
Touch it.
wall that you see.
Well, do I recognize the symbol? That's what I was going to ask.
Describe it.
It is in. Do you Ancient Elven?
Yes, I do. I read only.
You read only?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic because that actually does work for you. As you look at the symbol right there, it's a house symbol.
This is a house.
No, this is a library.
Like houses in Royal House, or
I don't like this.
As a lineage symbol.
Well, anyone know anything about ancient elven aristocratic houses?
I probably would, right?
You two are probably the best.
can you describe it to us or draw it or something?
I grab out a piece of paper and I draw it to my best of my. Actually, I feel like I would draw it pretty well
You could even
with my
use an
experience from
eraser, right?
forging documents.
You recognize it absolutely immediately, Mary.
Oh, I would.
Yeah,
Nice. Hold
that
on.
would be the house symbol that your mother had.
Oh, that's my mother's house symbol.
Oh,
So it was not yours then.
I suppose so.
No, you would carry your father's on that.
I would carry my father. Okay, I carry my father's. So
I don't know.
And remind me, would this be Malacindus's house as well?
it would be.
Mhm.
Oh, great.
oh well. Suddenly, I'm a lot less inclined to try to figure out where this leads. But I'm wondering if I saw what you did, Damon, with the brick back there. So I'm just gonna see if the brick that the symbol's on, if I can push it.
As you push on it, the door frame does this rotation.
Does it take me with it?
No. Like as you're looking at the door, it's almost like the side self in front of you does a shift and a flip,
Okay.
and now the door handle is on the opposite side where it would have been before.
Cool.
Well done.
Thanks.
You broke the door.
Made a door.
Well, I'm gonna go through the door, I guess.
All right, you open up the door, and there's a stairwell that appears to lead down.
Stairs.
So
I'm so proud.
No, I've got to be honest. I felt like when this said that the monocle will show you the path, I sort of thought that it would mean it would tell me what I needed to do with my life. But I guess this is more immediately useful.
This is the path for life.
This is the way, Reverend.
All right. Well,
The way.
Careful.
we already took care of the way.
I'm still riding that high.
Yes.
All right. Well, is it are the stairs illuminated or is it dark?
It is pitch black in there unless you have some way of illumination.
That's
We have the ball of illumination
All right,
and also a dark vision.
this is true.
I cast light.
Isn't that
That little light bulb.
The two of you, I guess, pull those out to help
Yeah.
the rest of your party.
Yes, of course. I'll have a party.
All right. So there's enough light that you could very easily see. The stairwell itself is been in disuse for quite a long time. There don't appear to be any fresh footprints or anything in the dust, and you begin to,
Well, that's good.
I'm assuming, make your way down.
Yeah.
All right. The trek down is uneventful. It is just kind of a slow creep as you move downstairs. And as you all hit the next level, it opens up to another room very much the same way that looked like for the room upstairs that had been copying. However, there are gates with fencing that runs along it, iron bars and such to keep you from getting to the other side. There are multiple tables that have been set up here that would have obviously displayed books, but there are no books on any of these tables. At the far side of it is another door. And this area is written in Northern. It is restricted as far as the content goes in here. You can see there's several warnings about, unless you're here with authorization from the sovereign, that you're not allowed in here.
Well, hey, Sovereign, can we go in there?
What?
Sir.
Sir, can we go in there?
Why?
Well, the words say that. Never mind. Let's go ahead.
And deflated.
Little word.
Yeah.
Do we want to establish a marching order? Just in case.
It's warmer here as well.
Come near the front. So I can see pretty good, and I'm pretty strong.
I guess I'll be in the middle so I can cast light for everyone.
I'm going to stick close to Vaughn because I have not gotten my firebombs prepared.
Echo will protect the back then with Sky and Steve in tow.
All right.
Actually, I'd like to try to palm one of my bombs back
Reverend,
off
have you
of
seen
off of Vaughn.
Sleight of hand.
in here? What if your mom?
That is a 20, a natural.
My passive is 11.
Do I see any other interesting sights in this room with the monocle on?
At the far end is another one of those strange symbols.
The same one or a different one?
It's the same symbol at the far side.
You said the tables were empty, but on the other side of the bars, are there shelves with books on them?
It's all been cleared.
All been cleared.
Like it actually, as you're walking through, if you test any of the doors, they just swing open.
Oh, okay, great.
As if, again, something has cleared the space out.
I'm really sorry, Vaughn. We're all with you in these trying times.
We all have our battles.
Well, that same symbol, your house is over there, so I guess that's the way we should keep going.
All right. Do you press it again? And this door also does the same thing. It flips once more.
I'll open the door.
You open the door, and on the other side of it is another stairwell that leads down.
Next time we should try seeing what's behind the door before we push it. Because, what
We'll
if it's
just
like,
hit it again.
congratulations, you won, you solved the mystery,
Or it's a trap.
or it's a trap. Oh, yeah.
It's probably going to be a trick.
I'm going to start dropping little bits of food as we go. Just
And Sky will be eating.
okay. We haven't retraced our steps at all. I haven't found any breadcrumbs.
Oh,
Skeech?
what?
As you all are moving,
Paper in my mouth.
Let's keep going.
as you all are moving down the stairs, about halfway down, the architecture of the stairs changes. It gets from the more rough look of the stairs is the best way to describe it, considering that the stone that you encounter at the next stage of it is that strange kind of smooth stone that you've seen at other points when you've encountered the elven structures. And these stairs are much more intricate. As a matter of fact, as you get about 5 or 6 feet down into it, you can now see engravings on the walls that are very attractive pictures and such of vines and branches and things along those lines. Very natural looking. And it, again, slowly down you go with the stairs. The temperature is increasing as you finally hit the bottom arch of the stairs, and you can look through into a very large room. You would assume from where you are, maybe 20 by 40 feet in length. There is a setup in here. There's a desk and several tables. There are bookshelves. And in the dead center of the room is a huge crystal, the largest one that you all have seen thus far, even larger than the crystal that you saw in Anna's father's house.
Every time there's a crystal, it's warm.
Yeah.
This one, the reason that the room is warm is as you look to the far side, there appears to be a window.
Oh.
And on the other side of the window is a waterfall of magma that is raining down. It is cascading, and you can smell in the air here. It is very dry. This must be where the heat is coming from. You can see where the roots of the tree have come down out of the ceiling and have penetrated the crystal, and it is cracked and shattered.
Oh.
It's already shattered.
It is already shattered.
Bless you.
Bless you. The dust gets to Yip Yip there.
Some
I feel like
Done to the Reverend a few moments ago.
I think that was probably our doing, pointing to the shattered crystal.
You believe so?
Think so?
So-
How?
While you see the tree roots go down to it, so I suspect that this had something to do with the corruption we saw with the tree.
So the shards of crystal from the shattering, do they have that same layer of dust on them?
Yes.
No, I think Echo was right. And like, there's a little shake there. Whatever was in there was getting fed from the tree because it's gone. It's been gone a while. And I'm going to point out the dust.
Was the tree keeping it there?
I don't know. It was gone before we got here.
We're all
Well,
going to go in to investigate, look about.
yeah. Well, maybe we ought to get in here and get out as quickly as we can in case that thing comes back.
I'm going to try and stand just in the center of the group.
Like
Even though it's really hard to keep in your eye because the monocle is a sort of ridiculous thing. I've just had it in now since we're exploring. So I'm looking around the room with the monocle.
Do you want it glued up there? Or?
Looking
No.
about the room with the monocle, you do not see anything further. I'm taking you're going to avoid the gaze over towards Vaughn.
When Skeech asks if I want it glued up there, that jogs something. Wait, Damon, can I have my bow tie back, please?
Sorry about that, Reverend.
Thank you. I knew something was missing. I just felt off all day.
He looks a lot more casual.
Suddenly you feel complete.
Put it on. Cool thing. All right. Anyway, and yes, I am avoiding this general vicinity, looking with the monocle, and I am looking around the room.
All right. So as you are glancing about the room, I take it the rest of you are also beginning to spread out and investigate.
Yeah.
Those of you that can read Draconic and those of you that can read Ancient Elven, there's information that you're going to be finding here. So go ahead and talk about something else that draws your attention first and foremost. And as you move to the side of the crystal, you can see that there is a chamber that is attached to the crystal.
Oh.
The doors to the chamber are opened up. Looks like it would have fit a humanoid
Oh,
roughly in size. Now, if you look at the crystal, again, you can see where it is shattered, and inside the crystal is a tremendous skeleton, easily taller than what Loaf was. and it is kind of packed in there, almost just like scrunched down, just compressed into this. The roots have shattered the crystal, have grown in, and you can see what it's penetrated the body, and just all wrapped in and around the skeletal structure of this thing. As you're all sitting there, there are also some bits of rock that fall down at the ceiling, just some small pebbles, some cracking noises above, but the waterfall of lava parts for just a brief moment. And as you look out that, you see a huge ruined city beyond that, looking very similar to the pictures that you saw when you had visited the kobolds. And a few moments later, the lava dribbles back down again and closes that curtain and closes that view beyond.
Did y'all see that?
The old city.
Is it? I feel like I should know the answer to this on account of I like to do illusions. But was that an illusion or was that real?
You're going to approach the lava?
Yeah.
It gets very hot as you approach that window.
Maybe allow me.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to try and walk in.
You're going to try to walk in through the lava? You are very much able to resist the heat up to a certain point. And just as you are ready to actually cross the threshold into the lava and your clothes ignite, basically everything you have on you is the metal has heated up to a point where you even see the magic on it is struggling to stay in one piece. Echo, you're on fire currently. Everything
I turn back, just
Stop, drop, roll.
What?
Stop, drop, and roll.
Let him cook. I do want to just sizzle for a little bit. I'm like, I deserve this.
Okay. So,
Smoldering.
I burned.
Create water.
Damon, you feel very compelled after the fire goes out to hand him the cloak because it's very hard to look at him. I mean, unless
I mean,
I don't have eyebrows now.
no, you have eyebrows. It is you are sans. You are free to the wind, my child.
I don't have skin, boy.
So wait, what about his armor?
Everything that could burn has burned off of him at this point. The only thing he has are his metal implements.
Oh,
That was a mistake. I'll be the first to admit that was unwise.
would you like your cloak back?
I'm not cold.
You should.
Why?
yeah, it's not about you.
Cold.
It's not about you. It's more for us.
I'm gonna go ahead and just put it around him and like fit. Now make sure you echo from the officer's cuff.
So, Damon ends the gun show.
Guys, I have an idea.
Too bad you don't.
Is it better than echoes?
I think so.
I think this was a great idea.
I can always just use dimension.
Oh no! Cover you.
Yip was already been covering her eyes the whole time, and she's just bluntly saying, I can always use.
Steve, look away. I don't know how old you are.
I think Steve is like face down and for her anyway. So.
That's pretty much what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Children, are we done? Are we done? Okay.
You may open for now.
Vaughn,
Probably not.
we may open that.
See, I tried something with my
After addressing Yip,
illustrations of Echo.
I want to scan everybody else's faces. Besides Echo, just like
Can you pass the centerpiece down to Yip Yip?
I'm impressed. That's what I look like. I'm like, okay.
I might need to source some
As you are looking away from the surprise, the surprise information there from Echo on
I've got
human anatomy,
silk.
something catches your eyes,
Just wrap
and you immediately rush over to a table, and it is filled with all kinds of notes and etches and drawings of the 12.
Ooh.
And you bust out your notes and begin to look sideways on there, and you see that there are corrections to some of the information that you had on your research. Texts that are much older than what you had access to. And it's all in a beautiful, flourishing handwriting in ancient Elven.
No, Mary, you said you had an idea.
Yeah, I did. I think we should try and talk to this skeleton. We can ask it 5 questions. Don't look at me like that, Reverend.
I just
Just walking over to Echo.
Covered now.
Mary,
Yeah, you just
please don't misconstrue my expression. I believe in you, and I believe that you can do this. He's awful big fella. I'd be afraid of him coming to life and smash me.
You can just answer questions. It's not gonna like reanimate and attack us.
He's got no muscle. He's probably not very strong.
I
What do you think do? Fall on us?
Well, you'd know something about muscles based on what we all saw. But yeah, Mary, please.
How do you feel?
Go ahead.
Dead guy's clothes.
Okay, well,
Okay.
first, I think we should
Pull the corpse out.
questions we want to ask. First thing I thought was we should ask who was in the crystal, right?
You can see Vaughn is furiously digging through one of the tables right now and the text on it.
Were you all talking about something?
Just the fate of the world,
Talk to the giants.
See, it's right up your alley. We're talking about bringing like things.
Oh,
back to
yeah,
life,
that sounds
you
like that's a great idea.
Okay, Vaughn's on board.
know?
What?
Sign of
Huh? Excuse me?
This is
Mary,
your chance to answer.
to life.
future sovereign of
You read it again.
What? Hold on. What? I heard. He like slides this away, but like very much doesn't take a hand off of the stack of papers that he's found. Oh, hold on. What do you mean? And everyone else is okay with this?
Does he just help Aiden?
Oh, I do. It's a small question. We're okay with this.
Oh yeah, why wouldn't we be?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's being discussed beforehand. It's not like in the middle of a roll when suddenly you're surrounded.
I just sit down on the floor and I pop one of my potion bottles out as I'm just watching this.
Which bottle?
Wait,
Yeah.
Anna.
One.
Well, I don't have any popcorn, so this is what I'm choosing instead.
From harming you.
No, and it was so helpful.
Do you,
And
just,
it
do
was.
you look or you just grab and trust?
I mean, at this point, I still have head empty. I have not realized that there's something amiss with these potion bottles, so I'm just popping open the nearest one.
Incredible.
All right.
Please be fair.
Reverend begins hacking and gagging and spitting out mud.
You. Solely for your
There's a label on this one that says "Do not drink." It's mud.
Who put that
I mean, literally, that's what the label says. Do not drink. It's mud.
Handedly.
Why did I make this?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe you were in a suit.
You skeet.
Yourself.
Do you know?
Like one god, I work in mysterious ways.
Listen, we don't have time to discuss this right now. Either A, you tell us what you're reading, or B, we bring the skeleton back to life. Those are our two options.
Those are great choices.
We can do both.
We need both.
Oh, don't confuse my question. I think both are wonderful ideas. But I think you're going to be very interested in what these papers have to say.
Please, read on.
And it begins to explain that we have more information about the individual that you two have told us about, the Forge Master, their origins, how they were directly connected to Malisindus. Continues to talk about what they've called the massive soul chamber, what was kept there and what this looks like and what this means. We have much more information on the 12 itself and how they're related to the Keystone specifically. And there's one that he has trouble describing to you all because he would say that it is essentially just, it looks like it's a journal, personal musings, notes. This one will take me some more time to get the highlights for you all.
Who's the author?
Who's the author? The skeleton.
Really big handwriting. Well, I don't know if they were the one to have penned this, but I do feel safe to guess that, remember the stories from the murals we saw, the transition of power between the dragons and the giants and the elves, and just looks back to this giant skeleton. I think we found another piece of the transition in power.
the giants.
Yes.
That would explain the big fella there.
I also have some information too. As like she is now has a bundle of new scribbled notes that she had very quickly been scrolling away at. She has not been paying attention. I got more information about the 12 and found out that I was a bit wrong about some of the names and details, but mostly there.
Any corrections on the ones we have so far?
So we had diamond, iron. I'm marking these again. Diamond, iron,
Ice, nature, tempest.
ice, nature, tempest. I thought we had fire. I thought we had incendium, but I was wrong, I guess. Ice, nature, tempest. Storm, tempest, ice. Ooh,
I suppose this is all stuff we can
plant matter.
really discuss when we get back to when we're passing around the Keystone too.
Oh, that's
We can have like a
idea.
Keystone research night.
That's not bad. Oh my gosh, maybe we can get snacks and like just have like a exactly. I think
Oh.
played hair.
I'd like some clothes.
Oh, that's a good yes. That's yep.
I would love that for you.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah, you're gonna get really cold when we go back
No, I
up to the
won't.
surface.
I'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I think there's something pressing you all should be made aware of. And Vaughn would just like look down to a piece of the note and begin to read what he has. I'm going to paraphrase slightly. You don't need all the details. It says here, again, that she being Malacindus, finally possessed the means to recreate the Keystone. However, she was displeased to learn that the Keystone would not serve her will. It refused to siphon the souls she required. Here in the margins, and he looks like very worried, she would have to find a means to trick the Keystone into complying and bending to her will so it can siphon souls.
Are we helping her?
Are we the bad guys?
Above table, I just gotta chill. Like for real.
I'm going to need more time to decipher this.
Are we?
Are we being tricked?
Like I said before, I don't know if we have a choice. If the goal is to stop her, she's either going to keep gaining power and hurting people, or she gets stopped. And that's the only way.
I don't like it.
Maybe before we ask the giant questions or we try and get to this magic city, maybe we should sit tight for a second. You can finish reading. We can find Echo some clothes.
I can wait.
Okay.
Above table.
Yeah.
I did take the body out of the bag and
that's right.
put on the dead guy's clothes. He's covered.
Oh, he's good.
I'm wearing
Decent.
Tommy Bahama Hawaiian shirt.
It's so faded and moth like
Incredible.
It's better than
Basketball
being
shorts.
So I think we should very carefully consider the 5 questions that we have because that's all we have.
Small rocks rain down out of the ceiling from up where the roots are coming from.
Sorry, what?
Small rocks and pebbles come down out of the ceiling from where the roots are above you. There's a slight shifting sound as well.
Yeah, the goggles are going down and I'm going to try to get structural integrity
Can I-
like I have done many times
Mhm.
before.
Can I
for us.
assist too for my
You'll
time
be
in
able
the
to roll
mine?
with advantage.
Yeah.
What does this mean, guys?
Not great things. If I'm
Just an intelligence check.
I would say for that, just go with wisdom on that. If you have anything in history, you can add
I
history.
feel like
on that.
this is more of an intelligence.
All right, we'll
thing.
go with intelligence. That's fine. I was going to base it off of information you had in the past, but that's fine.
I could just take a nat 20 on it.
Or you can take a nap. Skeech, you definitely know that with the tree dying, it has changed the structural integrity of this particular area as the roots of that world tree obviously go always straight down into where you all are. It is not going to collapse in the next few moments, but your time down here is certainly going to be very limited. So you should
Like
probably
it.
make the most.
Minutes.
Like you would assume you would not want to be here definitely any longer than a half an hour.
Take
at
a
the
long
most.
rest down here.
Oh,
Hey, guys, we should probably start wrapping up. We got a lot of stairs to climb and not a lot of time.
Can we take this skeleton with us?
I don't know if that fit.
Can we fit it? Put it in the duffel bag.
Do we need
No,
the
that's-
whole skeleton, or can we just take the head?
The head's the biggest part. I mean, you got the rib cage.
I think we could probably just take the mouth, or yeah, take the head. I think it just requires a mouth.
All right, well, it's time to do take a page out of the old Reverend Goodberry's playbook. Steal everything they nailed down and get the heck out of here.
Are there any more books down here?
At this particular point in time, as you're looking about, you've pretty much gone through. The more haste that you make, the more damage will be done. The dry heat and such has certainly caused a lot of compromise in these particular books. That is pretty much the end of the information you've got available to you.
Very well. Who is helping me load the skull?
I'll help.
Okay, so
That's for the best.
as you've got like the skull, we're trying to get in the back. It's like,
Darling's gonna love this addition to the Sculler.
Wow, you're a
Morning gift.
Yep, just gonna be collecting all the pages and pages of
buying
information.
gifts now. This is getting serious.
All right, what?
You're buying gifts for her now. It's getting really serious.
I thought you were minding your own business.
I will say in Damon's voice.
Damon's inside your head. All right. As you are looking to gather what you can, you're taking the journals and things like that.
It's sassy. It just happens.
Everything I can.
The largest one that is available to you would be obviously the musings and things like that that's in there. So you are stealing the head.
Bag. Put it in the bag.
Yeah.
There's a rumble sound as well, and now there's a crack in the floor of the room.
Yeah. So we can't go into the old city. That we don't have time, right?
It's not going anywhere.
It says here that she made similar chambers such as this so they could gaze upon the old city, but I do not know if we were to get to the city now, if we'd be able to find another way out. Okay.
Oh, that would be a shame.
Yeah, let's not take a risk.
Trapped in old scary city.
Back to the surface?
Yeah. All right.
Well, when this thing goes, I think the library might go with it.
Yeah, we need to get out fast. Like now.
Yeah.
Okay. We have more than...
Yeah, the books are empty anyway.
Fine.
As you all are discussing here, there's another shift and a pop, and at this point in time, part of the wall gives way by where the window was, and magma begins hitting and dumping into the room. And we're going to go on break. And return to see what happens. We'll see you here shortly. Welcome back. So, as we left off there, the building that they're in is, the room that they're in has just had a shift in the structure. Part of the room has collapsed, and the lava that was outside of the window is now pouring into the room itself. Stones are beginning to rain down. You all have shoved the giant's head into this head is easily the size of Skeech into the bag of holding.
I can fit.
This is true. Hold your breath. Anyway, into the bag of holding there. And this is going to commence our next section, which is actually going to be conducted as a chase sequence with those mechanics there.
Love it. I love that.
So we're going to start off the round here. Each one of you will be able to use a skill, and you cannot use the same skill twice in a row on there. So several people can use the same skill in a turn, but you will need to alternate skills as you move through. And we're going to begin with Reverend, who's at the furthest back of the room at the pack. So what are you doing at this moment, Reverend?
I'm so bad at these particular skill challenges because I only have like talking skills, but it's okay. We will make do.
Build a case.
I'm at the back, and I see the magma. Wait for me! Don't leave me down here. I'm not ready to die.
Back of the room is where the exit is. Everyone else is at the forward section of the room, which was the window
I'm sorry.
at the table.
I won't leave you to die.
Instead, all right, sorry. I'm gonna reverse. So, everyone, hurry this way, and I'm gonna roll persuasion to get everyone to follow me out of the room.
All right. Go ahead and give me a persuasion roll on there.
Trying to give everyone inspiration. So that is 27.
27. Everybody in the room heeds your warning. Not that there is
The lava again.
Not that there is a whole lot of reason for them to not once you get out of the room that is beginning to fill with lava and having the ceiling collapse on it. And you begin to truck up the stairs. And Reverend, as you're running up the stairs, you've got the monocle in, you got the regular eye. So it's kind of, a little bit strange. And you see before you on the stairwell, looks like an arrow that is flashing. And there's a little thing that says this way.
in the case of emergency, the walkways will illuminate.
It's like an
But you don't see it. You don't see it in your normal eye, just through the monocle.
Right.
All right. We're going to move next to Damon. Damon, whereabouts were you in the room? I didn't see you really interacting with a lot of the items and such.
Oh, I was near them because I yelled at them for fighting.
Oh, okay. And where exactly in the room were you guys fighting, having your debate?
Wherever you have the table.
Okay. So you would be towards the far back side of the room along the wall where the window is. So that would put you
Closest to lava?
well, you're definitely very it's not going to be long before it reaches you, and it will be reaching you guys first at that portion of the room. So, Damon, what is it that you're doing in this moment?
I'm gonna book it towards the stairs.
You gonna hightail it out of there?
Yeah, do I have to jump over anything? Because if so, I'll use acrobatics to do so.
Let's go ahead and give it an acrobatics roll.
28.
28. Without a second hesitation, Damon looks at the lava.
Good at that.
Here's Reverend Yell and do a nice little backflip out, and as you land, you're also going to skid underneath the crystal up and running, and you pass out through the door there. Not pass out, but you pass through the door, shall we say. Echo.
In the circle.
And,
Echo is going to use perception to find the safest route for him to facilitate himself and Sky and Steve.
no.
Oh god.
Natural 20
Natural 20.
for
The-
26.
As you're looking at the aggress of the room, send your command over to Sky. She's not even a second hesitation. She is bolting up the stairs and out of the room. You slip at this point as well. Yip Yip, you are standing by a center table with your notes about the dragons there.
Mhm.
You can see the lava is pouring into the room. What are you doing?
I had an idea, but then I realized Yip Yip wouldn't leave her friends because she has Dimension Door. She could just go up, grab somebody, and go up with them, but she definitely wouldn't do that. So,
Me.
I mean, you really want to? I can make a few trips back and forth.
Just one's fine.
I guess just trying to head up, running, and find the best way out.
Okay, what skill are you using for that?
Can I use investigation?
Or not? Let's go ahead. If that's the skill you're looking to use for that, we'll see how that fits into the equation here.
Just keep an eye out for anything that looks like it's about to fall, maybe too.
Mm.
That is a 23.
23. Spotting the way that Echo has left the room, you follow, pretty much retracing his footsteps and successfully dip yourself out of the room. Skeech, what are you doing?
I am with Anna right now, and we had just finished putting the giant's head in the bag.
Yep.
I was
So
like,
you guys are at the center of the room.
Good.
You're gonna run, right? Good. And I would like to use sleight of hand to put the bag of holding on Anna's belt,
Mm-hmm.
and then get in it and like tighten it just underneath my armpits.
Oh, like one of those little baby satchels. All right. Let's go ahead and give it a shot.
That's a 9.
That's a 9.
That's a 9.
You slip it over, Anna, and you climb yourself in. And as you're climbing in, Anna, what are you doing?
Great. Yeah, so I wanted to use my my insight to look around and make sure and see, like, try and get everybody out for this.
So you're holding position?
I guess I'm moving towards the door, but I'm staying at the back.
Doesn't buy me time.
Yeah, towards the door, but staying like towards the. Is who else is left in the room?
Currently, there is Mary, and there is also Vaughn in the room here.
Okay, so I'm moving towards the door, but I'm not going through without them.
Okay, let's go
So
ahead.
using my insight to like check it, see what's up. Can I please have the dice?
Oh.
Thank you. That's great. Actually, I'll roll again.
For yourself.
Oh, somebody still has it over there on the table?
I don't know.
We are.
We've had
disregard.
die.
That's so terrible.
You can keep it.
Yeah, you don't have to roll that.
Yeah,
No, it's a good thing. All right.
it was red.
As you are looking to make sure your friends are okay, this huge chunk of ceiling falls down and smacks right in the floor right next to you, causing a panic, and you take off.
Cool.
Because being crushed underneath that is definitely not a good thing. And Skeech, your leg is about halfway in as she takes off. And now you're kind of hanging upside down in the back, kind of slapping up against the back of her leg as she's running.
Sorry,
Mary.
strong startle response.
No, I'm just taking it all down here.
This image of this wagon chase passes through your mind once again. Mary, you can see that this chunk of ceiling has fallen down right next to Anna and Skeet.
Shoes.
Mary is Anna is taking off and running. Lava is beginning to pour in. You and Vaughn are the last two currently in the room.
This is fine.
Is he just on the floor?
Oh no, he's mostly attached to Anna as they're trucking away. Or well, she's trucking away. Skeet's gonna be bopping along.
These stairs are gonna suck.
To kind of keep on his feet and run.
You would have to catch up with Anna at this point. You could certainly give athletics a shot on that.
I mean, I'm moving too.
Yeah. Like I tried to tank the magma fall.
25. All right, you truck and you do catch up to Anna and manage to shove Skeech into the bag.
Okay.
So he's no longer hanging out, but Skeech is now inside a very.
All right.
I mean,
yeah, no, that's cool.
Hang over to keep your head out.
I was gonna. That's what I was trying to
Because-
clarify, but
yeah.
then I got a look from Will, and I'm taking it all in.
Doesn't mean you can't do something on your next turn, but you basically been shoved into the bag at that point.
Each is in the negative zone.
So,
This is
what are
the
you doing at this point? You see that Mary is chasing after Anna and looking to shove Skeech up because right now he was bouncing along the floor.
Yeah, I may not be an expert on ancient structures or building code, but I know that if you build something near active magma flow, you probably have to have something built to, like, I don't know, seal off any breaches. So I'd like to use investigation to see if they have like an emergency hatch that we can get through the door and then seal it. That will prevent the lava from coming up through.
Nice. Actually, really smart. So
That's my line.
It's only a 15.
15. You see nothing in here that would do that. The room begins to collapse even further. Moving back over to Reverend. You're going up the top of the stairs at this point. You were in the lead. You see the little guiding sign saying this way. Damon is catching up very close behind you. Sky is behind Damon. And you can hear Echo lagging behind that.
So I see the arrows, and I'm going to begin a musical performance, telling everyone where the arrows are. The arrows lead the way to safety. Follow me, my children. The arrows go to safety. We're not going to get destroyed by magma.
It's coming from everywhere.
It's like jumping.
Yeah. So that will be performance. That will be a 24. 23. I cannot count.
23. Reverend gives a wonderful rendition about to follow the arrows, which, Damon, you're not quite sure what he's speaking of, but you know what? He's pointing and gesturing. Maybe that's what he's talking about. You're inspired to follow along.
Okay, but now what if I told you that I want to turn and use perception to make sure that all of my fellow party members are right behind me?
You could certainly do so on that.
I'm doing my part.
So that's a 3.
That is a 3.
Great.
As you turn to make sure your party members are coming, there's a crack in the stairs and it drops about a foot down. You manage to keep your footing and not fall, but at this point you're like, oh, hanging out here might be dangerous.
Chill out there.
So, moving over to Echo and Sky. You can see in front of you the stairwell has cracked and dropped about a foot down. There's a big fissure in the wall, and Damon has braced himself.
Stairs are optional. I'm going to climb the wall using acrobatics. So it's Sky somehow because she can float up ladders.
I expected nothing less.
That'll be a 12.
A 12. There's not a whole lot on these nice smooth walls for you to hang on, so you pretty much are relegated to trying to climb up the handrail that's around this. Yeah, parkour, yes. So you parkour, both you and Sky, past Damon, saying there you can catch up behind Reverend, who is
Snooze, you lose.
singing about arrows and gesturing and gesticulating on where you should go. We move over to Yip Yip at this point.
Oh boy. Do I hear like the chaos of all of that happening behind me?
There's a lot going on right now. The Reverend is singing. You can see Damon seems to be. You've also noticed that Sky and Echo have kind of spidered up onto the wall and are disappearing around that edge there.
It's backwards like a brush.
I don't like that image in my head of a wolf skittering on a wall like a spider.
Oh God.
Steve's on the back.
Hang 10, Steve. Oh, never mind. Sorry about it.
7.5.
Actually, I want to just
Steve only ever had.
spell.
That's a good point. That's a good point. What you got, Steve?
So we need to make an action.
I guess just sorry, this is my first time doing one of these. I'm having to
running.
figure out how it works. So I can just do any check if I can explain it.
Exactly. Give me a reason and give me a check, and a timer is running.
Okay, I'm going to use persuasion to try to persuade the people behind us to come on.
All right.
Let's go faster.
Let's go faster.
Magma.
The nat 29.
A nat 20 plus 9.
Mhm.
Wow. You join in the reference song, and the two of you sing beautiful music together about following the arrows and hurrying up. You're not sure what arrows she's talking about, but you follow the spider wolf and echo up the wall past Damon. Damon, you're feeling quite enthused to follow, but you are waiting for your friends at this point. We move over to Skeech. Skeech,
There is a
It is-
distinct lack of screaming.
and quiet.
There are no bright lights distracting me like usual. It is serene and I can't breathe.
This is true. But you're able to do a full inventory.
One thought just shoots through my mind. Yes. Where's the ladder? And I would like to investigate the liminal space that I've entered.
All right, let's hit that investigation.
That is an 11.
An 11. You think, where is the ladder? And it is suddenly right in front of you.
This is
Begin climbing.
All right.
it's following a long tradition of Skeech having his own.
That's why I'm here.
Anna, you are.
Goblin time.
You can see that Mary is directly behind you. She is messing with something on the bag that Skeech has put on. You're across your shoulders there, and as you round the corner, you see Damon waving you on. You can hear the beautiful rendition of "Follow the Arrows," a la the Reverend, and backed up vocals by Yip Yip. There, you just catch this creepy image of something skittering up along the wall out of eyesight. You're not sure what it is. Damon refuses to look back that direction. What are you doing?
I'm going to be like, "Where's Skeech?" And then put my hand into the bag of holding and be like, "Skeech, I promise, I swear, I'm not going to like lose all your junk or let you suffocate. Please come out." Put my hand into the bag of holding and try and persuade Skeech that it's okay. I'm reliable.
Let's do this.
Okay, that's a 22.
22. As you reach in the
I won't
bag,
let it happen again.
Skeech, you begin climbing the ladder, and this hand kind of grabs the scruff of your little Skeech outfit there, and boink, it's the ladder. Comes pushing out of the bag.
Close.
Skeech is climbing up the ladder. Now he's hanging on the bag on the ladder.
I just want to like put get him in his preferred position or allow him to.
Just kind of shove it back down.
He's in the bag.
All right. Mary, you can see that, again, the description that we had before of everything else going on, except now the ladder is partially out of the bag with most of Skeech halfway out at this point, looking about. Him just taking in the situation right there. Again, that strange thing skittering around the wall there. And Vaughn is not behind you. He's not behind you.
It's lollygagging.
He's reading.
He's taking notes.
Those books ain't nothing new.
Never been as close to magma.
I'm going to use religion, and I'm going to pray to the one God that we all get out alive. 18.
One guy goes,
Oh, I don't like that.
You shall not.
Next round, you guys all get to make your checks with advantage.
Hey.
All right. Vaughn.
I'm still in.
No, you'd be the first one to make with advantage. We would have that rotation starting with you.
Beautiful.
All right, let's go with you.
I'm still.
It's getting really warm in here.
Right. And can I see Damon standing by the door waiting?
No, you're still in the room. You haven't.
Oh, I thought Damon was waiting by the door.
No, Damon's on the stairwell.
Don't worry. I got you. I'm waiting.
Currently collapsing.
Okay. Well, beautiful. Amazing. I want to go ahead and I guess I'll use acrobatics to attempt to get away from any of the other falling things that are coming down here to make it as far as I possibly can.
Oh, let's go ahead.
Oh yeah, let's go ahead and get some of that more.
Numbers.
That's really good for me. That'll be 8.
8. All right. Vaughn, as you are turning to run out of the room, you are struck with a rock. And
who's throwing rocks in here?
Yes. Well, no, the ceiling's dropping the rocks. No,
the tree.
Throwing,
I know that.
And you manage to make it out of the room, but you do take 10 points of damage. You have been hit in the head, and you have a nice little leaking wound currently on that. Let's go ahead and shift over to Reverend.
So I see like that. I think I'm pretty far ahead of everyone.
As you turn to look, what you see is Echo and this wolf skittering up the wall toward you.
Yep.
Behind them, you can hear a backup singer helping you with your song, and that is all you can currently see at this point.
So I'm yelling down. I'm using intimidation to yell down to the people that I can't see down there. Quit reading the books, dang it, get up the steps.
Blood in my eyes. Aren't you used to that?
Do I get advantage?
Yeah, just all the way through. We'll have advantage till you're gone again.
Okay, so that will be a 20.
Natural 20?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. And you yell at Vaughn. Vaughn, somehow, through the pain, you hear the Reverend's voice yelling down at you to quit taking notes and reading books.
You nerd, get up here.
So
I'm coming.
We move over to Damon at this point.
How separate is Vaughn from the rest of the party?
Vaughn is probably lagging 20 feet behind everybody. He is certainly lost one coming up the stairs. Anna and Mary are getting ready to pass you at this point. Yip Yip has gone past, and Echo and Sky are gone.
Shake my head.
Would allow me. Would I be able to make my way back down the stairs, grab Vaughn, and use acrobatics to go into the shadows? To get up with the rest of the party.
I think that'd be very interesting. Let's take a look at that.
Yippee.
With advantage, please.
Okay, so that's good. It's gonna be a. Hang on, I gotta count. Number 5. 14.
14. All right, Damon, as you run back down the stairs to get to Vaughn, there is a shift and a crack, as I had talked before. The walls and everything are giving way, and just as you grab Vaughn, the entire ceiling and that portion of the building collapses on you guys. Moving over to Echo.
Uh-oh.
Hey, you did it.
Echo, kind of running right now. As Sky lands, he's going to leap from the wall, and as he's approaching Steve's body strapped to the back of Sky, he's going to yell, "DB!" And a limb will shoot out of Steve's chest, and he's going to try and grab it using animal handling. Basically, like mechanical bull ride Sky for the rest of the. We're going.
Hey, Will, do you have regrets about this magic item?
Nothing but regrets.
That'll be a 21.
21. All right, as Steve is face down, laying on Sky's back, you activate the thing, and Steve's eye kind of rolls over, and the hand reaches out as you
I love it.
land up onto your wolf, which is technically you're now riding Steve, who is back on top of the wolf. This is happening.
Using it like
as you're skittering along the wall. Yes.
Now, when they make the next series of murals, I want this to be up.
And if I still had my cowboy hat, he'd be
The sages will
You
speak
just
of
pull it out. You just pull it out.
Yeah, let's do it. Yip Yip. You are trucking up the stairs, backup vocals to the Reverend. He stopped singing at this point. You're guessing it's probably because of this moment, the scene that you witnessed in front of you of Echo riding Sky up along the wall there on top of Steve with his cowboy hat, yelling "Yeehaw!" I'm assuming or something.
Yep.
What are you doing?
I was actually going to ask if Yip would stop and look around. I guess it would be perception to try to see where everyone else is at.
Advantage.
Yep,
Advantage,
make it with advantage.
18.
18. You pivot back around. Echo and Sky and all them disappear from that. You do see that Mary, Anna, and Skeech on the ladder coming out of the bag are now rounding the corner behind you. You don't see Vaughn, and you do not see Damon anywhere.
That's not good.
All right. We're going to move over to Skeech.
I'm going to look up at Anna. I'm going to say, it was fine down there. Everything's fine. I was looking for the goblet and cups. I just wanted to make sure I still had them. And I'm lying to her to try to just calm her down.
Deception to calm her nerves.
That's going to be a nat 20 for 27.
Wow. Okay. Well, we'll save that nugget because you are already rolling with advantage this round. You feel much more calm and serene currently.
You're right, Skeech.
So, Anna, what are you doing at this point? As you're looking down at your little buddy, he's like, "You got this."
What I would like to do,
buddy.
Al, is I would like to be like, you know what, Skeech, all right, and I would like to continue taking the ladder out and carry it under my other arm so I can use it to throw across any gaps that might open up in front of us.
Oh, that's
It was like fireman rage.
Exactly.
Good.
Skeech, are you still hanging on to the ladder?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And let's yoink this out real quick as you're charging up the rounded stairwell.
Okay, so that's going to be a 23.
23.
22, I apologize.
Define the laws of physics.
What's the bag of holding?
You're able to, you're able to joint this ladder out, and just as you're feeding it out, just as you reach the top of the stairs, it just misses the edge of the stairs. Otherwise, we'll kind of hit
Perfect.
that. And out, you've got Skeech at the far end of the ladder.
Oh, can I
in front of you?
kick off the wall so it's like pushing back into the bag and we get to the corner?
There you go. So, it's kind of like the guy driving the back of the fire truck right there.
And
I
I'm
got
just imagining as I'm doing this, it's like Enya's playing, and it's just very calm. You know?
And Mary, what are you doing for you? You are moving and stuff. Yes, you can, but what are you doing?
How far away am I from?
I guess
You can't see them.
we're gonna be fine.
Nope.
We could be in front of you for all you know.
Shadow.
Okay, I'm going to use persuasion to persuade myself that everything's gonna be okay.
Roll with advantage to persuade yourself it's gonna be fine.
Who is that?
Affirmations.
Yeah. The lava can't hurt you.
A 7
With advantage.
With advantage.
with advantage.
God. Yay.
Did you do that? Is that
Hey, that's better than a 7.
That's true. That's true.
Yes,
Cool.
with advantage.
Oh.
Well, it was super advantage.
Oh, that is 12.
12.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
Well, Anna is trucking along, and we've got Inya playing in the background there, and it's all just calm and serene. You're coming up, and it's not as serene, shall we say? It floating down a river of lava. Currently, the dumpster there.
much?
But you're not quite sure everything's going to be okay because you don't hear any footsteps behind you. But what you are hearing is a lot of collapsing walls and such.
Wow, that's such a nice sound.
Okay.
That's so, yeah.
All right.
We're
Great,
getting
comforting.
the sound.
We are going to move back around to Reverend.
Where's that dice jail?
I
Eat
have
it.
great ideas.
We'll have to see what happens.
So, have I made it up to the top of the steps?
You are now standing at that room where the relics and stuff, where the restricted area would have been. And out is getting ready to pop Echo, Sky, and Steve. You can see them rounding that corner looking towards you.
We are one.
Behind them, you could hear Yip Yip coming up there, and that's all you can currently see at the moment.
So I'm seeing that
Thank you.
I have a moment of decision. I see that not all of my friends are up here, and I haven't heard several of them all for a couple rounds. I silently curse myself, and I use sleight of hand to see if I could make the somatic components go fast enough to cast kinetic jaunt to get myself the extra speed to run down the steps to grab some people.
Let's do it.
Magic finger wiggles don't fail me now. 12.
12. You don't have any inspiration dice or anything you want to use for that?
It's time to eat some chocolate.
All right. That's a gold. So that is a D8.
All right. Oh, that add an 8 to that.
Add an 8.
Yeah.
All right. You are in your panic and your desperate need to make sure your friends are okay. You are able to invoke this the fastest you've ever done so.
So I become like a blur of motion, and I flash. Insert your speedy character from fiction, and I run down. Now, this spell lets me pass through a creature's space, so I'm hoping that that'll let me get down. Or at
The
least
stairwell is wide enough that you can pass by them without the difficulty on that.
start to get down. I can like move through them like a ghost. And I want to try to see if there's anyone that needs help to like drag up the steps.
What you do see as you're running on is the arrows that were pointing up are now pointing that direction, where they're saying you're going the wrong way.
And I'm
you are
saying
running.
to no one, like, no, dang it.
As you are able, what is the speed that it gives you?
It gives me just an extra 10.
Extra attack. So I would assume that would be basically your regular movement speed in this particular case as the
10.
Well, an extra 10 speed of movement. So I mean, if I dash, then I would have like 80 feet of movement.
Okay. So that's going to certainly allow you to get to the tail end, which is being brought up by Mary, who is panicking at this moment in time, saying, it's going to be okay. And there's some tears.
Hyperventilating over here.
Now, behind Mary is nothing as far as your friends go. What it is just a collapsing. The wall is coming down. There are rocks that are raining at this point in time. There is no Vaughn. There is no Dan.
Okay.
Thanks, career point.
That complicated things. You guys are welcome.
And we are now at the tail end of things. We move to Damon. At the top of the stairs, where there's a shadow, you and Vaughn step out of the shadows there.
Thanks.
Anyways, I'm gonna pull him to be in front of me and like push him to keep going. So
Oh, wait, I ran out of steps for nothing. But I'm saying I don't know that.
my greatest stat, athletics.
You got this.
All right, you give him a good shove.
That's gonna be a 6, so that's a 5.
5. All right.
Do you want?
Oh, maybe. Do you want it? Or
That's up to you. That's yours.
I give it.
Oh, thank you. Will it help? Maybe.
Which one are we throwing?
Gold.
That's a D8.
So that would be at 11.
An 11. All right, Vaughn, as
Could be worse.
you're out of the shadows, there was a very strange experience for you. As you did so, you felt the gap between yourself and your patron narrow while you were inside that
Narrows,
space.
you say.
Yeah. And out you pop into reality as you're trying to adjust this. Damon goes,
There's full gravity.
and you kind of stagger forward at this point. And we move over to Echo.
So now that Sky has some autonomy and Echo's just on her back, he is going to pull out his sword and activate the kind of ice blade. And using survival, he is going to be trying to plug holes in the magma and just like clear up holes in the ground and holes coming in and
Trying to shore up some of the
yeah,
structure
pretty
that's
much just,
collapsing.
like make the path behind him as safe as possible.
Sick.
That will be a 22.
22. And what is Sky doing at this moment as you are reaching the top of the stairs?
Running real fast.
Running real fast? Let's get an extra for Sky in there.
That will be athletics. She got a 10.
10. All right. So as you are looking to breach any of the, like, shore up anything and give a little bit more support, it's not really collapsing too far up here, but you're sure it's not too far behind. So what you're doing is adding a little bit more structure, hoping it's going to buy a bit more time for your friends. And Damon and Vaughn suddenly step out the shadows right in front of you as Sky almost knocks the two of them over. But what you see is Damon is just pushing Vaughn forward, like, get going.
You see the triple stack.
And
Yep.
yep. You are reaching the top of the stairs at this point. What are you doing? There's no Reverend anywhere around. What you do see again is,
He did run downstairs.
do they see that? Are they able to see the blur?
They see me, they just can't touch me.
Okay.
Oh boy. So far, you two have passed.
Save yourself.
Well, I know
There-
you have passed.
There are a total of 5 of your party that are currently ahead of you. There's Sky, Steve, Echo, and there is Damon and Vaughn.
Hey. Yep. Seeing the fact that Reverend ran back down, I was like, what are you doing? And
Stuff.
yeah, I can tell. And start running back down after him in a slight panic to hopefully just grab him and dimension door out of there.
All right, let's go ahead. And what skill are you going to use for that?
I guess this would be Arcana then.
Let me do hero
Right.
stuff.
Let's go for an Arcana on that.
I am so glad I have a high Arcana. That is a 16.
16. Now, yeah, that was, we already did our round of on that. So yes, you cast the, you get down to where Reverend is only because the distance down is not as long as it was when you originally were coming down. You're passing by Mary and you're passing by Anna. The ladder duck underneath that for Skeech. And you get to where Reverend is, obviously looking to try to assist Mary at this point. And you have a choice. You can grab either Mary or you can grab Reverend. Which one were you grabbing?
Who looks like the most in distress here?
Mary is practically crying, telling herself it's going to be okay.
I grab Mary.
And dimension door out?
Yep.
And what distance are you, how far are you going?
Or I can make sure I got this spell right.
You can go very far.
To a
Yeah, you can go.
That's what I'm asking.
feet.
Like,
say.
are you going somewhere specific?
Yes, up to like the where everyone else just was.
Okay. Top of the stairs.
Yes.
All right. Mary, you're no longer panicking. You can hear everything collapsing. And just as it starts to collapse, you're at the top of the stairs with Yip Yip's little hand clutched in yours.
Okay.
Skeech, you're basically at the front of the lance as Anna is charging along with you. Almost.
Now, I got a natural 20 earlier
Yeah,
when I
that's
was
true.
looking for structural integrity
Yes.
for this place. I know it's going down anyway. I'm going to try to take out sections of the wall to like dictate where it's going to collapse first.
Oh.
All right. That's excellent. I'll let you roll with advantage.
And I'm just going to throw some bombs out for that. So do you want just an attack?
No, this is a skill check. So go ahead.
Okay.
And what skill do you think you would use for that?
I think I would want to go back to investigation.
All right. How many rounds has it been since you used that?
It was out of the
Right at
ladder.
the beginning. So yeah, several rounds. You're good. You're in the clear. Go ahead. Because that was his first action, I believe, was that investigation.
So that's going to be a 23.
23. Skeech, you reach in and you huck out several of your bombs and they begin to travel through the air at this point, hanging on with the ladder. You're just kind of liberally sprinting those out and looking for the points that you want them to impact. They're currently traveling through the air at this point. Anna. Skeech is at the front of your battering ram ladder thing, hucking out explosives currently.
It's a good idea. Remember, trust me.
I trust you implicitly after that last natural 20 to lie to me and tell me that things are fine.
You've still got theme music.
I still have theme music. I'm still chill. I guess what I would like to do is look back into my memories of when I was running from other collapsing and just like focus on like, I got through it then, I can do it now, and just kind of bring forward that past self to like help me navigate the situation. So I'd like to make a history check.
All right. Let's do a history check on
All
that.
right. Okay, that's a 19. Or no, at +3, so it's a 22.
22. All right. You're controlling your breathing.
Yeah.
You're focused at this point. You know the most
Remember my
important thing is
training.
keep those long strides. You're
Yeah.
trusting in your friend in front of you who's throwing out all kinds of explosives at this point, a little bit of
Yeah.
cackle.
It's going down anyway.
And everything seems to be, you are moving at quite a bit of speed. You're actually at this point with Sky and with that interesting stack of your friends. They're charging up alongside of them. Passed by Damon and passed by Vaughn at this point. As Vaughn's getting pushed forward, you're kind of rushing past. Mary, you have reached the top of the stairs. Her little hand clutched in yours. Everybody is currently around you at this point, except for no.
Except for me.
Except for
the Reverend.
My
no.
You would have to turn around and run back down the stairs to find the Reverend.
Everyone that's the stairs that I could see except for Reverend.
Yes, that is correct.
stop. Trying to do something.
Okay.
Shouts up the staircase.
You step forward, step back.
I'll be fine.
I'm going to do performance. I'm gonna give a victory dance. Most of us have
Let's let her rip.
They're like doing the
Harry had bosses.
stairs.
14.
14. All right, you begin kind of mood walking and giving a good as you're trying to keep up with your friends right there. A couple of
Doing an emote at the top of stuff.
it's happening. Vaughn, what are you doing at this point? You got shoved. You kind of look back. You can see that Damon's not too terribly pleased with you, and you got this Mary.
Is it safe to say that this is the furthest away from success? Like the chaos that is ensuing around us.
Based on what? Like your group's past experience?
Yes.
Oh, this is definitely full of success currently, as far as you guys are normally concerned.
We're going to be just
right on par for where our adventures have taken
Get
us.
some pep talks.
when we pop out of that and you push me, he would turn around and look at you, Damon, and there would be like abject fear in his eyes. And he would like start to mouth something, but there was just not time whatsoever. And I want to use Arcana to essentially cheat. And because it's already been thinned and opened up, I want to go ahead and activate the rest of it. And so I want to smear a little bit of blood on the ground and the path before us. And I want to see if I can open up essentially with my Eldritch Step to get us from here to where we need to go.
For the rest of the party?
And I want to keep it and hold it open, channeling any of my own life into it to get folks out.
All right. What skill are you going to use for me?
Arcana, please.
All right.
19.
19. As you invoke the right, it happens instantly, and you get that cold, slithering sensation once again, that warm whisper in your ear. And Damon, you were close enough to see it initially happen and activate. The veins turn black. His eyes literally glaze over and then roll around, and they are black as well. You are opened way up, as well as the doorway in front of you that is expanded at this point.
Do I still have control of my faculties?
Absolutely, you have control of your faculties. You feel very powerful. Skeech, you're on your hand. It bursts as well, and you know how blood trickling down your hand as you're hanging onto the ladder there. And you,
I'm looking for Vaughn.
Vaughn is behind you as you look down past Anna. You can see where he's opening up some sort of gateway.
Can I see inside the gateway?
From where you are, yes, it appears to be opening on the floor above. And we move around to the Reverend.
All right.
Everything is beginning to collapse around you at this point. Rocks are raining down.
So I see that. Why I do? Just pick such a bad time to do hero stuff. I'm so bad at this.
There are giant exclamation points on the wall telling you you need to go.
All right, Reverend, it's time to get stealthy. I'm gonna dip, dive, dodge all these rocks that are falling. I'm gonna use stealth to run back up the steps, avoiding falling rocks and magma.
You're gonna hide from the rocks. Okay, I got the.
Yeah.
What's the perception?
Oh, okay, 22.
Oh, nice.
22. You are able to successfully hide from the rocks as you move your way up the stairs. And as you reach the top of the stairs, Vaughn turns back and looks at you. and looks just as creepy over his shoulder through the monocle. That thing that was just kind of behind him has now risen up and is just looming over him. You can see it actually kind of pouring its energy into him, and he is radiating with this glow.
I run up and I'm face to face with Vaughn, and I just scream in your face.
Just get in while I can hold this.
Damon, you see the transformation directly in front of you. The gateway opens up. What are you doing?
I'm going to insight Vaughn to make sure that's actually him still in control and it's not the creature that we've all come to really love.
Oh yeah. We should give him a name. Buddy.
That's a 9.
9. Damon, your composure melts as you look at Vaughn, and much like the rapper goes, you also join in with the
No.
much better than what I could do. So and Echo, behind you, you hear 2 and some commotion going on, and there's a gateway opened up that you can see
Okay, behind me.
behind you.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep going. I feel like we're doing pretty well. Echo is gonna procure from his bag 2 good berries.
2 good berries.
He is like kind of giving a runner an energy gel. He's just gonna stuff one in Steve's mouth and the other in Sky's. Sky treat, and he's gonna be using medicine for this roll.
Well, let's do it.
Oh boy, 7.
7. Right. As you are getting ready to shove the berry into Steve's mouth, you hit a bit of a bump, and you're like, you're Steve. As this good berry is going to smushed into Steve's eye, you drop the one that you're trying to get onto Sky's mouth there, but you haven't fallen off Sky as you're riding forward.
I grip the ham tighter.
And grips you back. It's kind of this joint love thing going on. All right, moving on to Yip Yip. What are you doing at this point?
God. Well, I can't do Arcana again. Can I? Is Vaughn okay?
No, he does not look okay at all. But there is a gateway in front of you. You've got, okay, yeah, subjective. Okay, I'll give you that. But if you saw him in a dark alley, you probably would go the opposite direction.
Yeah, subject.
This is something I was gonna do anyways, no matter what Damon did. Yip Yip's gonna stay and wait for everyone else to go through with Vaughn and insight Vaughn as well.
All right, let's do it.
Just no offense, you look horrifying right now.
Yeah, as long as you don't scream, I think it'll be fine.
What do you see?
No offense, you look like garbage.
Yeah, have the die, please.
Oh, I believe.
Yep, no, I got it.
Let me just shake the red out of that.
Yeah.
Yo.
We need
And-
some whiteouts.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
And now you have 3 of your party that are staying there. Yip Yip, what does your yell sound like?
Just like Yip.
All right.
just get in.
All right.
Makes sense now, the title.
Each yours. You know, Vaughn has got something.
The door is going to kill me.
So I am approaching the other side of the portal since I'm on the tip of the ladder.
Yes, you'll be first through.
And I see can I see through the other side where it's Yip Yip, Damon stepping through, and Vaughn?
They are all standing there looking at what is going on currently at the moment. Like your 3 friends,
Chill us through.
with Vaughn looking most frustrated.
And I think saddened. Like it's an ego blow. that
I think
people
I see the
gaze upon.
backside of you. I can't see your expressions since you're looking at them. And I can see through the portal. I want to use sleight of hand, and I want to come through the other side, over top of Vaughn, getting ready to grab him by his lapels. But I'm going to gesture to everybody else to come through as I'm grabbing a hold of his shirt.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
What skill are you using for that?
Sleight of hand.
Oh, let's do it.
That is going to be a 24.
24. Skeech emerges and is gripping onto Vaughn's lapels there and is motioning you all to join him.
Great. And seeing this, I'm going to yell, "It's really not as bad as it looks," and use deception.
Let's do.
Okay, that's a 17.
17. All right. You're pretty decent at lying right there. The rest of you are hearing on it, try to bolster your confidence on that. Whether you decide to take a step forward will be your choice next turn. And yeah, sure, everything's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be
You're gonna keep on charging through.
not through the portal because that would take us like backwards. Or I guess I'll stop while Skeech is partway through.
No, you just swing the ladder backwards.
Yeah. I guess I'll start pulling.
And pulling the ladder back. All right.
Like not all the way.
Mary, what are you doing at this point?
This is the most loose.
It's complete chaos.
No.
And it's coming down around you guys. You're you were right next to Vaughn at the top of the stairs. You see the rest of the party. Actually, you see 3 members of your party kind of screaming at Vaughn. Not really screaming, but like halted in fear of Vaughn.
Okay. I'm going to use persuasion to assure him that I'm going to find a way to fix this.
Mm-hmm.
There.
All right.
Let's just get in. Lose our
Go.
I'm going to use my.
Get in the hole.
Okay.
Okay, finally.
Nice.
23.
23.
And I'm going to jump in.
Jump in. All right. Mary kind of touches Vaughn on the shoulders, like it's going to be okay, and is the first one through the portal. And out on the other side, you step. You are currently on the bottom floor of the library. As far as the 4 floors that went down, you're out of the lower section area that was restricted. And we go over to Bond. You are holding the portal open currently.
Yeah, I'd like to use history for 2 reasons. The first reason being to remember what I need to do to maintain this process, to keep it held open. And second, to remember patience in the face of adversity. It's 17.
17. As you are reflecting on how to utilize this ability, you do know that if you move and pivot, as long as you're not walking, you can shift where it's opened. So in theory, you could swallow your friends with it.
Oh. I'm sorry. And I just start winging it down the hallway.
All right.
To essentially like Doctor Strange portal people through it.
Okay.
Now holding on to you through that portal.
You could get you would be able to get Yip, Damon, and Reverend in one swoop.
Send them up.
All right. And actually, because of the shift that you make, Skeech and Anna will be going through as well.
Well, all of this sounds positive.
And you're the last one standing here as everybody else pops up onto that bottom floor.
But Skeech
I'm still holding Vaughn.
and I'm still holding the ladder.
But it's not going to flip as it teleports you out. You are now on the other side of that, Skeech, up there.
I'll let go of the ladder.
Who's Escher? And where?
And we're going to move around back over to the Reverend.
Well, earlier,
Very scary portal.
yeah, earlier Mary tried to persuade herself to go into the scary hole. I am going to do a similar thing, practice the important art of self-deception.
Yep.
All right, let's go ahead.
Go in the scary hole. It's fine. We're gonna be okay, and we won't become evil. It's all right. 22.
22. You have come through the other side. Yes, Vaughn did swallow you. You don't want to jump back through it because then you'll be right back where Vaughn.
No, I'm just like riding the wave.
Okay. So you've come through the portal on the other side, and as you're trying to convince yourself everything's going to be okay, you look over and see one of the books, and there's this giant flashing set of words, almost like a sign in the air saying, "Read me now."
Well, I don't like being told what to do.
No.
Got a problem with authority.
All right. We move over to Damon. As you're
I'll move
towards the
towards
book.
it.
The portal, how is it at like the top of the stairs or?
When he shifted it, it swallowed you guys. You are now up on that bottom floor, several floors above where you were prior to. As you look back through the portal, you can see where Vaughn is. Half of Skeech is hanging out of the portal, currently grabbing onto Vaughn. And Anna is holding a ladder. Echo and Steve and Sky are currently nowhere to be seen.
Or the ESS.
And
Or like a boat.
next to you is Yip Yip looking quite confused. And Mary who is the first one to jump through, is actually composed at this point. The Reverend is saying it's going to be okay, and is wandering towards the book.
Can I grab Skeech and assist Skeech with whatever he's trying to do?
I would say that would be fine. His little legs are just dangling out there right now.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Firm grip.
I know my 8 strength. Anyways, I don't know.
Right?
Yeah, most likely, probably for sure.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fine.
Oh yeah. You know what happens, right? Anything's less mystery.
Can I argue which even strength check?
If you
Which are both bad, but
if you want to just do a strength check, you can just do a strength check.
Maybe it's a saving throw.
Oh, it could be a saving throw.
Would not be a saving throw.
Would it be a +5?
that's a 4.
4. All right. You reach out and grab onto Skeech's legs. You're just not quite able to get them to pull through. You can see beyond where Vaughn is, the area behind him is beginning to collapse and fall apart. Echo.
Yeah, so
Sky is moving at top speed. At this point in time, the distance that you've been able to cover is you have gone down that restricted area. You've come up the stairs into the area where the copying was done at this point.
so am I ahead of where the portal is? Like,
The portal will be back down to where you were, back through that room to the very edge.
Okay,
Basically,
yeah.
Vaughn will open it at the top of the stairs.
no steps backwards. All right. Echo is going to use insight to basically see the path ahead and choose the strongest or most stable foundation and just steer with Steve's arm to whichever direction that is.
Okay.
Boy. All right. That'll be 13.
13. As you all are trucking at full speed with Sky, Sky kind of fights you just a little bit as she does not like exactly some of the choices that you're making. And we'll get to that in just a moment.
I don't like any of the choices.
Yip. You're at the top of this. You're out of the teleportation point at this point. You can see that Damon is pulling for all of his worth on Skeech's little legs there.
I just can't get a grip on the floor. My shoes are sliding.
Floor's moving.
It may be from all the water and stuff that had rained down is now freezing up in here. That could be the thing. The Reverend is talking to himself, wandering over towards one of the bookshelves. You don't see Sky, Echo, Steve, or anything anywhere. You do see Anna and Mary there. And on the other side of the portal, you can look through and see where Vaughn is, and Skeech is hanging on to it.
So they're trying to pull him through?
They're trying to pull him through his own portal to get to you guys.
Okay.
If he's still down 2 levels below where everything is collapsing down around him.
Try to help with that.
Gonna grab onto Damon.
Yeah.
All right. Since what skill are you using?
Can I
Athletics.
argue for sleight of hand instead of
I'll
that?
give you sleight of hand, and you can roll with advantage because you're assisting Damon.
18.
18. With the power of friendship, or at least close proximity, the two of you are able to pull Vaughn through the portal.
No.
He's got family.
Fast and the Furious.
You do this to me.
And Vaughn, you come through. We'll get to that in just a moment here. With Yip Yip's little bit of strength that she adds to you, it's done. All right.
Not a lot.
Skeech, you feel yourself get yanked through the portal. Vaughn comes with you, and the portal is now in front of you there. You can see that Damon is holding your feet as you're resting on Vaughn's shoulders, and behind her is Yip Yip kind of pulling and hanging on to Damon, pulling backwards.
This is the first time I've gotten like a look at Vaughn since he opened this portal, and knowing what this means, I would like to do an Arcana check.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm going to move my hands down and complete the circuit with our hands to kind of ground him back to us. And that is going to be a 13.
Wisdom.
Arcana.
Yeah, no. Oh, goodness. Yeah. I'm going to ask you for a wisdom saving throw.
I'm going to use the D6 that Vaughn gave me in our last encounter.
Oh, nice.
To add to, and I am
Full circle.
within 10
You are
feet.
within full circle. Yeah, is it within the 10 feet? Yes.
Strategy.
So that's going to be an 18 total.
18 total.
So I don't want to ruin the order of operations here, but I'm on my turn. I'm going to ask for what I'm doing as I'm coming through the portal, which might change what's happening on the other
We will
side.
jump to that here in just a moment.
Okay.
We're going to move over to Anna.
Great. Seeing the so we're in the room, the record keeping room where we first found the sign, right? The
Yes, the one on the wall.
yeah. So I'm just gonna be like, Reverend, maybe now's not the time to browse. And could you help me find the sign and try and get his help, persuade him to come help me move the brick into place to see if that'll stop the flow of the lava.
The lava hasn't reached you, and neither has Echo.
Oh, Echo hasn't yet? Okay, then okay.
If you close that door, Echo will be on the other side.
Never mind. I would have.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna.
Echo
Can
did
I?
not go through because he ran off with Sky, and he's currently trying to get to the floor that you all are on.
Okay, great. Then
But Steve, Echo, and Sky.
sweet. Okay, knowing that, can I
They're running fast.
persuade the Reverend to help me with that next turn? Or get ready for it?
You
Yeah.
can try.
Great. Okay, I don't want to close the door on Echo, so is there? I would be happy to make a different check.
You can.
Yeah.
With the information that you have here, you can make a decision. What do you wish to do?
Fantastic.
You still have a ladder.
Great. I'm gonna put the ladder down into the hallway to give, if in case Sky wants to grab onto it to assist Echo in that last little pull.
Ladders are a sensitive topic. It's the canine community.
If she hits it, it'll work like an escalator. Shoot forward.
Yeah. So that's
All right. So you're poised to assist. All right.
I'm gonna use athletics for that.
Let's give it a shot.
Like at
Great.
the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a total of 9.
9. All right. You're
Yeah.
feeling pretty confident. You can help your friend when they come.
I
All right.
Shoot.
So, Mary, what are you doing at this moment?
I'm going to use religion to say a little prayer and give Vaughn, Reverend, and Echo the blessing of the Blood God.
All right.
Nice.
And I'm going to use my gloves one last time.
It's a good time to use them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
14.
14. As you invoke the prayer, who again were you blessing?
Vaughn, Echo, and Reverend.
Vaughn, Echo, and Reverend. So, Echo, do you have to be in sight of him to enact that? Does he, or just,
It says 30 feet. Am I
he
within
is not
30
within 30 feet? You
Not
can,
within 30 feet.
No.
Okay, then on.
then Anna. All right. Reverend feels better.
No,
Anna feels better. Vaughn, how many points were you going to give?
Oh, no. It's an extra D4 on a saving throw.
Oh, and instead,
Nice.
you're going to roll a d4 and take that damage.
Oh no. Cleo.
3.
Cleo, no.
So as she invokes the prayer, the holy nature of the magic, as it strikes you, it actually causes damage to you. And you feel resentment.
Because you're bad.
And you hear something whisper in your ear that she's trying to kill you. All right. We're going to move to Vaughn at this point. So this is occurring as you are stepping through the portal. As you first come out, that's when it's going to hit you. So right now you had asked what you went through.
Before the plan was whenever he was coming through the portal and hopefully coming through last, I wanted to use religion and I wanted to remember back to what Thresh had originally said and that more than one entity had latched on. And I want to essentially step into the portal using religion to focus on some of the practices and understanding that Mary, Anna, even the Reverend has come around. And I want to try to put some armor on myself and I want to fight back against this, tapping more into the other side, that Thresh that I had access to. Which hopefully might retcon a few things.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And my roll helps with that instead.
Oh. Each round.
So it is going to be first and 11, and I'm going to go ahead and burn 2 gold inspiration coins.
Sweet.
That'd be 2d8.
Up to a 19, up to a 24.
Up to a 24. Wow. So this would be a power friendship moment here.
This is very much me trying to push away and fight against everything that they've been assigning to me.
Wow. Okay. In this moment, as Skeech is opening himself up with you, as Mary is attempting to give you the blessing, there is a scream in your mind of abject pain and agony from that other being. You both are going to take 5 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And you feel yourself close the opening. Not only does your teleportation field close down, but it goes into that neutral status, that kind of tempered where you've tempered it. It is not gone, but it is seething with anger when you close that off. You can feel it. And there's almost a threatening nature the way it hisses at you when you close that out.
Emotionally and spiritually meet essentially whatever it is sending me back with the same multitude of feelings. This is a challenge.
Skeech, you feel something whisper and tickle in the back of your head, a promise of power. If you would open it, just let yourself take a gift.
Do I feel like this is just an open offer, or do I feel like if I take this, it takes pressure off of Bond?
I'm going to let you roll an insight on that.
Did anything change in my appearance after I came through?
We'll talk about that in a month.
6.
It's a 6. You don't really know what this is going to do, but you do know that it's promising you something.
If I don't understand, like if that question doesn't get answered, then I don't do anything.
All right. And it slips away. Vaughn still seems to be physically corrupted, but nowhere near the depth that you were. It's fading as you're looking at him. But it's still there because it's only been in literally seconds of time at this point. We're going to move back around to the Reverend, and the book is there in front of you.
Well, I roll for reading comprehension.
All right. So you grab the book, and as you open it up, there's no real comprehension for that to happen. Essentially, what happens is you open the book and you read me. This portal opens up in front of you, and you can see a house on the other side. It's a warm, inviting house, and there's these strange words that say, "Enter."
Hey y'all.
Above you, you could hear the top of the library beginning to break and fall apart, and you can see things crashing into the tree that are now beginning to rain down at the base of it.
Y'all, this isn't the weirdest thing that's ever happened to us. I think we have to get inside the book.
I haven't seen this movie.
Don't question it. And then I just like
almost comically, as the Reverend steps forward, his form just kind of shifts into it, like almost like it really shrinks. It just goes into the book is the best way to describe it. And the book falls on the floor, and it is currently open.
And as I go through, you hear.
Damon, it is your turn.
I would like to use acrobatics to go into the shadows to see how far away Echo is.
Get in the book.
All right, let's do it.
Or vibing.
Please. Thank Lord Almighty. 27.
27. As you slip into the shadows and move with the enhanced speed, you literally doesn't take you more than maybe a second or two to catch up to where Sky is charging forward at full tilt at this point. And they're going to they would technically careen into you, but not really because of the shifting of reality of what you have. So your options would be that you could grab them and take them with you.
Yes.
All right. And we will move to Echo.
Which one?
That was Percy.
So I see Damon appear in front.
Basically, you don't see Damon appear in front of you. I'm going to let you guys do a combined roll.
Okay.
It'll be with advantage. I'll let you make the roll, and Damon literally pulls you into the shadows with him.
Okay.
And use a skill, and let's get that. See what happens.
I'm gonna do insight using like intention on Damon's face. Like I'm looking at what you want me to do.
Okay.
I rolled bad. That'll be an 11.
11. Into the shadows you go. Steve screams. Sky yelps. And you ride him cowboy into the shadows with Damon. And Yip Yip, what are you doing? Damon disappears. Reverend has just got into a book. You hear a dog yelp and a Steve way down the hall.
I'm going to shout down to persuade the two people who are now who sound like they're down the path a bit further down, being like, "Come on, we have to apparently get in this book."
You didn't do a good job.
My sources are telling me we have to get inside this book.
Yeah, the studio.
And this is going to be persuasion. That is a nat 29.
A 20, a nat 20 with a 9. All right. You feel very compelled that the book is a solid answer with what's going on, although you hear kind of echoey and shadowy in what you have going on there. And speech. You guys have just had the power of friendship unite you against the forces of evil.
I am.
And Reverend disappears into a book, and Damon just does what he normally does. And
I'm ignoring everything around me. What's happening? I'm so unsatisfied with the answer that I got. I want to reach back out.
Oh.
And I would like to use persuasion to try to get my answer.
All right, make a roll.
They're going to chastise you afterwards.
They are. I have a 10.
A 10. You get nothing. Anna.
Do nothing.
You can't tell. Nobody can tell what you've done except.
No. I don't move.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Nobody can tell what you've done except for Vaughn because
the book.
But outside of that, it just looks like Skeech is there, quite stunned. What are you doing, Anna?
I was holding up the ladder. Did I see Echo vanish into the shadows?
So what you see is the Reverend disappear into a book. Damon disappears somewhere. There's this yelp and a gurgle way down. You can't see where they are because they're down a level below where you are. You could hear Yip Yip yelling words of encouragement and feel like, hey, we probably need to jump in the book. Skeech seems stunned. We'll see what Mary and Vaughn are doing here in a moment. And that's what you see at this point.
Great. Then I am going to once again look back into the past for that kind of fortitude and just hold my action to make sure that everybody else and move to within 10 feet of the book to make sure that everybody else gets through.
All right. Yeah. Still holding the ladder out?
I think I'm gonna throw the ladder to the side of the room. The ladder has served its purpose.
All right.
Yeah.
You did good ladder.
All right. Here we go.
Ladder. Yep. Can I see that die, please?
Yeah. Again,
Yeah.
make the ladder
Right back at you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
You gotta
not-
shake
yeah.
it first.
Yeah, that's
You're feeling your confidence wane. You drop the ladder, you step towards the book. There's a big part of you that wants to leap in right now because above you, you could hear all kinds of clatter and crashing sound. It sounds like the building's coming down all around you.
Maybe
There are terrible sounds coming from way down that way where you heard the howls. Maybe the building has fallen on your friends.
Yep.
It's hard to tell.
just remember the bad things.
Oh, you've
the
been in
mind
cave-ins
collapses.
before.
Yep.
You know how terrible this has been. This could be. Mary, what are you doing at this point?
What's she going?
Yeah.
I am going to use persuasion, and I'm going to hold out my hands to Fawn and Skeech, and I'm going to say, please jump in this boat with me. We'll get through this together.
Let's do it.
Fourteen.
14. You seize both of their hands and ask them to join you in the book. Vaughn, what are you doing?
We're essentially like connected right now.
At
We're
this
all
point, everybody's holding hands, kumbaya. Building's coming down around you. Anna looks panicked. Reverend's gone. Damon's gone. Yip Yip is yelling words of encouragement. Skeech looks You can tell something has happened with Skeech. Freaked out.
I'm going to jump in the book without letting go of their hands.
Oh, let's get a good roll. Let's see what goes on here.
I'm going to use survival if that's okay, because it seemed like a survival moment, less about tracking and more about
I would say that would
Being to survive.
Yes. 7.
a 7. All right.
Yes.
You trip over the ladder a little bit. That's Mary that Anna had brought, and just kind of stumble towards it. You kind of drag them along a little bit forward. That nobody goes into the portal. Unfortunately, you don't fall down. You don't take any damage. But,
It's like a good idea.
and we're gonna jump over to
Throw it in your bag.
Damon and
Wait. I would like to roll.
what would you like to roll? Performance for what?
Oh, yes.
Uh, 15.
Or
Or you hear out of the portal an angelic voice. I can go anywhere. Please get in here. Please get in here.
and
Will's questioning.
only because of what happened on our last adventure. I would say those of you that are within hearing range, which would be this end of our spectrum, are inspired to join the Reading Rainbow.
Yeah.
The Reading.
That's all I have to say about that.
Yes, no, we're not going there. We're not. No, that's not going to be the Reading Reverend. Anyway, we're going to look over at Damon and Echo, Steve, and Sky. What are we doing, David?
Just trying to lead them through the shadows as quick as possible. So I want to use stealth with that to get back to the floor that everybody else is on.
With your movement in this, you can make it not only back to the floor, but you can push yourself through the portal if you wish to go.
I don't wish to go just yet.
Okay. But you will be able to make it back up to the floor. You just need to make the roll. I just want to make you aware of how far and what you could do.
It's 14.
14. All right. Well, you make it back up there. Nothing terrible happens. You can see a ladder that you need to avoid. And out of the shadows, you all pop. And now we're all friends again in the same location as this building is collapsing down around you. Echo, Sky, Steve, what are you doing?
Is the book in front of us?
The book isn't there. There's a book in front of you. Yes.
Do we go in?
You could hear the Reverend's sweet voice coming from the book.
Echo is going to use acrobatics as him, Sky, and Steve, without a choice there. All swan dive into the book. How big is it?
Well, it's a
Big
small
enough.
book, about the size of the book that the Reverend held up.
Yeah.
But somehow you all dive into the book.
So yeah, using acrobatics to try and make myself
Roger Rabbit.
Oh, we're going
Adventure.
down. 9.
9. All right. You slam into the book as you jump into the book, but you all are teleported away in the most ungraceful toilet bowl look of you swirling down into the book. And there's a... And we move over to Yip Yip. Your words of encouragement seem to have brought your friends materializing out of nowhere. Damon is back. You see Sky, Steve, Echo disappear into the book. Again, more or less tripping into it and disappearing.
Can I try to just shove people forward? Like, let's go. Like,
Currently, at this point in time, you've got Vaughn, who is stumbling, who is holding hands with Mary and Skeech. If you roll high enough, you could probably trip them into the book.
There's a really handy ladder right there specifically for this purpose.
for tripping.
Yeah.
The monocle's like, trip on that.
It's got just equations
Can
and
I
angles.
push the ladder in a way to forcefully trip them into the book?
Let's give it a shot.
What would that be?
You need to choose the skill. What do you think it's going to be? Building's coming down around you. There's a timer running.
I'm going to roll. Acrobatics. I guess.
All right. Let's see what happens.
Look over there.
That's a 7.
That's a 7. All right. As you begin to try the tripping process to get your party and friends in there, it doesn't quite work out the way you're looking for. You kick the ladder over and it just kind of skitters to the side and is now out of the way.
Yes. Good job, Yip Yip. Get
All
out of
right.
our way.
And what it looks like is you all are stumbling. You see Yip Yip walk over and like kick the ladder. So like, oh, now the path is clear.
Yeah.
Skeech, what are you doing at this point? You're getting drug along by Mary and Vaughn.
That's great. I'm having a meeting right now. So seeing as I couldn't call to it to answer it, what I'm going to do is offer some of, like I've seen Vaughn do many times with my hit points, to kind of lure whatever was talking back here with deception of my own.
All right.
Yeah. And that's a 15.
15. As the dagger that Dongle gave you is flapping against your leg as they're dragging you along, you take your hand and you swing it into that makeshift sheath that you got and rake it down your free hand, and the blood begins to flow, and you could hear a rush in your ears, this almost like a tongue tickling the back of it, like a snake's tongue. Yes. Anna, what are you doing?
I guess I would like to say, since last time I was so shaken, I was thinking about if I could make a saving throw to wait for people to get through, just to try and like hold on for people to stay.
I'm going to let everybody know right now, you literally have one last set of actions, and this building will crush you all to death if you all do not move forward.
All right, and that
Say there's a timer that has been running.
that deep intuition.
Me and Echo and Steve and Sky just
Yeah.
go like buy a farm somewhere or something.
I'm just gonna say move and try and use intimidation to get everyone through. And just as I like barrel through
Basically, bull charge everybody in.
Yeah.
All right, let's get a roll.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. Any inspiration or anything you're going to spend?
Yeah. I'm gonna spend my final copper. What's that? A D4?
D4.
Great. That's a 14.
That's a 14.
Always take the gold that I ate without actually really taking
Hey,
it.
do you wanna spend it now?
You could use it.
Sweet. Okay, I'm gonna add the D8.
D8?
Just trying. Okay, that's a 20. That's a so it was a 14. So that's plus 7.
Plus 7.
Yeah.
21.
Very much as we talked about with the bull charge, literally Anna screams, go. And as she strikes Mary with one shoulder, hoisting her up, dragging Vaughn along, Skeech is drugged too, and the other one you scoop up Yip Yip, and into the toilet bowl book you go.
Toilet bowl book.
Yes, and it is here where we're going to end our adventure this evening. So please do join us next week to see where our party has gone, and we'll see you back here on the doomed city of Granitegard.
Remember, the greatest adventures are found inside of a book.
Yep.
Always.
Always.
Crack note.
Well, have yourselves a wonderful week. We'll see you soon.